What's the deal, my familiar? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon, Fill the Issues guy, escaping from podcast. We are in the building, representing from season 3, episode 3. Phil, it's flying by.
Wow.
You know,
Yep, absolutely, Tony. It's like 3 episodes in. You know how this goes. Before we know it, it's going to be the season's going to be over. But another really great episode of From tonight. Really awesome stuff.
It was, right? I mean, listen, I don't want to just come on here all the time and be like, great episode. But in all honesty, there's nothing else to say. This is another great episode from. And you usually don't get that, especially when you're dealing with 3 in a row. Like that, you may get the first one, and maybe the second one, but to get 3 in a row, great episodes in a row, it's not easy to do.
And I like how this season isn't making you wait for stuff. Tilly sees Fatima eat some junk food, whatever, and they don't make you wait a couple of episodes to get closure to that. They actually, a lesser show, lesser writing would stretch something like that through the whole season of them uncomfortable vibes. They just got right to it tonight. Victor's father and Tabitha's stuff is escalating and moving forward. That happened a lot quicker than I thought, even that Tabitha would get circled back in there with everything with the ambulance. There's a couple more things where I'm watching it and I'm like, Tony's right. I forget. I made notes throughout the episode. We'll get to that stuff, but there's a couple of things where I'm like, oh, Tony got this one right too. So there's a couple of things bordering along that as well. I actually really liked Jim in this episode, and I like how he dealt with the fake Thomas on the phone. I like how right away we knew that wasn't real Thomas. And Tony, I just have an overall question about fake Thomas and Father Cautry.
Yep.
Do you think Boyd's really seeing, like, going crazy, or is that someone projecting to him? And same with, like, person on the phone with Jim as Thomas. Is that, obviously, I don't think it's really Thomas, but is it the same entity kind of effing with them a little bit?
I don't know if it's the exact same one that's doing everything. I think it's 2 different entities here dealing with it, So it's on two different ones, but as we've seen with Jade, it's in his head. No one's there.
Yeah.
Right. They made a point of showing that this is so people actually seen this time for without a shadow of a doubt that when the guy grabbed up Jade, no one else could see him but Jade. That's all in his head. So we have to assume that the kids are in Tabitha's head. They're not there. We have to assume that Father Cautry is in this dude's, is in Boyd's head. So all these people, they're not really there. They're just in their heads, and now how they're getting in their heads is what is really up for grabs, and everything else and up for debate. Before we get into that, let's say what up to the people who have joined us right off the bat. We got Luna Cascade up in here rocking with us. We got Vanessa in here rocking with us. Kimberly is in the building from the land down under. We got Carla Way, but Larissa is shouting Carla Way out. But let's give a shout out to Carla Way. And we did Vanessa. There's Carla. We're right there. We got Saggy Star up in the building rocking with us right now. We got channel member Chanel Lamar up in this piece rocking with us right now. We got the horror fan is up in the building rocking with us. My man Ty is up in the building rocking with us. Our girl Glue Guns and Roses is up in this piece. We got RC is up in here rocking with us. Amy is up in here rocking with us. My sister Coley Cole is in the building. Tess is in the building. Did I put a call? I did put her up, but it's moving so fast. It's hard for me to get everybody. William Waddy is up in the building rocking with us right now. Everything fun. I don't want to talk fucking football at all ever again for the rest of my life.
It's a long season, Tony.
We got Top Shelf Fandom is rocking with us. From the Fill the Issues Guide channel, let's not forget we got Evie Love up in here rocking with us right now. Sheen is in there. Make sure everyone knows Emu Carlo is in there. We are simulcasting on this Teflon TV and Fill Issues Guide channel. So you can watch it from both and everything. If you want to send Phil a super chat, make sure you go to his channel, send it over there so he can get it. If you want to send one for me, you can send one for me. But besides that, even if you want to send me a super chat, you don't have to. What you can do for me, if you want to help a brother out and you really want to do, I would appreciate if you went on Amazon and bought my book. I just recently released my book, the novel Darkest Before the Dawn, the series. First installment of the book is Shadow of Deception. It's on Amazon. A lot of people have got it. I've heard a lot of good things from the people who've got it so far. They're telling me that it's really good. It's unbelievably good. I don't know how to take that, but I'll take it as a positive. It's right there. People will put the link in the description, in the chat, and I'll put one in the description after. But please support the Don. Darkest Before the Dawn. Please go out there and buy my book. And also, I know people have asked about the audiobook. Well, I have an audiobook out. Well, I'm in talks right now with my man Quinn from channel Quinn's Idea, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to work it out. So my man Quinn most likely will be doing the audiobook for me.
Oh, that would be a great pick.
Yeah, so we're going to get that done. We're going to take care of that situation and everything else. So definitely go out there, buy the book. And if you have bought the book already, please go back and after you read some of it, go back and leave a 5-star review on it, because that's what it takes. I need to get 100 of these reviews for them to start promoting the book themselves. So we're trying to get to 100 reviews, especially the 5-star ones, and they'll promote it. So let's try to get there and everything else. So thank you and everything else. Thank you for everything else. And please go out there and buy the book if you can. Again, one of my mods, I'm sure, will put the link in the chat and everything else. And we'll come back to that from time to time to remind you and stuff like that and all that good stuff.
Now, Tony, you mentioned Jade. And like, I think, first of all, this was not that Jade wasn't big in the first 2 episodes, but Jade was more reserved Jade in the first 2 episodes. This one, like, Dale brought old Jade back. Dealing with Dale enough will bring, the asshole Jade out. And I absolutely love Jade in this episode. I thought he was stealing the show all over the place. But one thing I want to mention, we talked about the image that he saw, the guy, the bearded guy. When he first flashed, I was like, is that Jade? Is he seeing himself? But it wasn't him. It was some guy in the first shot had like a stake through his eye, and in the second one, he was drinking from the skull like Carl Tanner from the head of J.R. effing Mormont, and he was sort of offering him some. Tony, do you think? I don't know. This is such a scary image of some sort. I felt like it was trying to help Jade. I don't know if this image was trying to guide him to do something, to learn. I don't know. I don't know how you felt about it, but it didn't seem like, for me anyways, and you could tell me I'm completely wrong, but I got more of a vibe that was trying to teach him something, not scare the shit out of him.
It showed him the future.
Yeah, something.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing that was locked in his eye is the thing that broke off the bear trap.
What? Oh, I didn't even connect that. Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of people don't do.
I didn't even connect that, Tony.
Yeah, the thing that broke off in the bear trap is exactly what was in that man's eye right then at that particular time. So it was basically telling you the future of what was going to happen, that piece would come into play and everything else with that. As for the blood and the skull,
creepy.
It's creepy, but it has to mean something. It has to mean, especially blood in a cup. It would have to mean something about blood in the cup. I don't know if they sacrificed people and they drank blood, or some type of I know people want to say vampires. I know people want to say witches and everything else. There's a lot of things in there that could be happening. We have the phone line. We're going to take. So how we're going to do it? We're going to take calls. We'll take calls early right now. If we'll do this first hour, we're going to do the recap in the second hour as the show is going off. And then Nate is going to come on in, Elgin, the actor who plays Elgin. He's going to come in on the third hour and when the show is over, he'll be here to talk to y'all and answer calls for you. So if you want to make the call, please put the call number in the chat for the people who do want to call and ask questions. And I will say this, if you're watching this on a later date, you could always use the number and you leave a voicemail, and we'll play the voicemails on the next live stream. So if you can't make it live, but you have something to say, make sure you leave a voicemail on the number right there, so that everybody can, so you can hear what you have to say. We're really interested. And let's say shout out to a new member on your channel, Phil Larissa.
And I will thank you, Larissa. And I will also add on to what Tony just said. If you're from outside the United States and you want to call, but you don't want to leave, and you want to leave a message or something because we can't do an actual call, you can email me at theissuesguy@gmail.com. Again, theissuesguy@gmail.com. Email me a voice clip, and we'll be able to play it, because we know not everyone wants to do a long distance call to talk to us. Mm-hmm. So if you want to send a voice clip that way, we can do that. And I can even try to set this up on Discord or Skype or something eventually, but we don't have that for tonight, but we can figure something out with live calls internationally. But for now, if you guys want to message that way, please do.
Know that. Let's go through, since we got a member for 3 months from downtown says, Tony, did episode 3 kind of annoy you, or just me? It wasn't annoying to me. I wouldn't take it as annoying. I liked the episode. Is it a filler episode? Yes, of course it was. But did they do what they had to do in this filler episode to make it a good episode and give you enough in it, then 100%. What do you think, Phil? Was it annoying to you? It was just him.
I don't think it's just you. I'm sure there's other people that would agree with you, but it wasn't annoying to me. I actually really liked this episode. If I was ranking these 3 episodes, this might not be my favorite of the 3 because I thought the first one really like hit it really hard, and then the second one was extra emotional. This one was a moving the plot along stuff, but I think it moved it along in very interesting, good ways. Yes, there's some more questions that happened with the Tabitha situation, but we moved her back to town now, and we're going to get that interaction between Victor and his father at some point. And the ambulance is in town. Boyd set up a lot of stuff for his mission. We know that next episode he'll probably be doing something with Randall to try to create some sort of Sally Port to trap one of these guys. So I do think a lot of stuff happened in this episode that we needed to happen, Tony. And I still think the pacing was really good here, and it doesn't sort of bog down. So it wasn't really annoying to me personally.
Luna Cascade says Tony, the pike in the Pilgrim's eye was a railroad spike, and Kelly's head was a rebar. Like that's what it was. A statue from outside the villa. Look closer. I did look closely, and I do believe that it was curled up into his eye. If you seen it go in, there was a curl up in it, and that curl to me looked just like what was going on during what they broke off in. But I'll go back and take another look. But from what I seen in it, it was curled up. It was in there, and it was curled up into his eye, which makes me believe that the thing they pulled out was curled in the same exact way. That is what's going on there. But I'll definitely take another look at it before. I haven't dropped my review yet. Nino Nev, thank you for super chats. Dope fan of the show. Tony and Phil episode was 7 out of 10. What would you give it, Phil? We're ranking this episode.
Okay, if I gave the first one 10 out of 10, last week 9 out of 10, I'd say this one's 8 out of 10 for me. But
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. But an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8. I'll give it a solid 8, maybe not 8.5, but I'll give it a solid 8. It wasn't as good as the other two. And the other two I ranked a 9. I'm trying to give it a check. The other one too could go to 10, right?
Yeah, totally. Especially for episode
but
1.
I need to see what they do later on before I can actually give that. You know what I mean? Before I can. And Phil Issues guy got a super sticker for you, Phil. Yeah, from Saggy Star. Thank you for spreading the love and spreading it over there. We truly appreciate that.
Thank you so much.
Definitely jump back and forth and spread the love. We definitely appreciate that. William said he's 7.5. I would say it's 8, a solid 8. And like I said, we got information. A lot of people complain. We're not getting information. We're not getting it. That's all I heard from season 1, season 2. We're not getting the answers. We need the answers. We're not getting the answers. Listen, even though they did give us answers in those seasons, but not good enough that people want it. Are you happy at the pace of this show this season compared to the other seasons?
Especially better than season 2. I feel like season 2 was taking one kernel of an idea and stretching it throughout the whole season. This season seems to have a lot more things that they're setting up that they're going to close. I do like how they made a couple of passing references, almost just yada yada season 2 with the cicada in the Randall scene, and then with the bus driver, I don't know her name, when she's like mentions the nursery rhyme in passing. Mm-hmm. Oh, back with the exposition dump. Oh, and my grandmother with the nursery rhyme. It was just like that amounted to all of season 2 right there. Like those two things, the cicada and the nursery rhyme. Okay, that's pretty much
Baka.
But I think I really like the pacing of this season, Tony, and how they're sort of just shelling out information and shelling out things. Even the way they're moving ahead with Fatima's pregnancy and the way they set up. Are people listening? Like someone's listening from area to area. If you think about this, was someone listening where Tilly was about to, I'm sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit. When Tilly was about to do the tarot reading, was going to say something bad. So someone was listening and didn't want Fatima to hear the bad information yet. And they sent the bird to crash in there to stop it.
I mean, is that what's going on? I mean, it seems like something like that is going on.
Did someone push a button like beep beep? We got to get that bird in there now. Birds tap.
So let's put Nigel. This refers to that. Thank you for super chat. Says Tony. I noticed how after Tilly said let's find out, it went straight to Tabitha. That's probably an ultrasound machine on the ambulance. And so we talked about this before. Someone said that there's possibly an ultrasound machine that they are in ambulances. I actually asked my sister this too, and she said yes, ambulances are equipped with ultrasound machines. So if there is an ultrasound machine, then I guess we're going to have to, it's going to, because as he's saying, let's find out. The next scene was Tabitha, in the ambulance, that's usually how they work things. And from that, it may say that is how they're actually going to find out if there's an ultrasound machine in there. Then that's we're going to find out what's going on with this baby. Now, I don't know how detailed this is going to be. I don't know if you'll be able to see the baby's teeth or anything else like that. But going back to your question, Phil, there's someone, if there's someone listening, then that means, and that person has control of the birds, that they can drop the bird through the window at that time too, right?
It's kind of obvious. Like the timing of it is suspicious as hell.
Yeah, so they would have to be able to listen and also have control of all the crows and be able to send the crow through there at the same time. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Obviously, we know someone's listening, but to actually be able to send the crow through the window at that time, to wind up next to Elgin with the shirt, you know what I mean? He was sleeping there.
Poor guy.
And Elgin is always around Tilly. Tilly and somehow Elgin are connected. There's always Tilly's around Elgin. But the tarot card, let's go through the tarot card real quick. Did you think they were going to do the reading, and you think that they were going to just say no?
Honestly, this show has done a great job right now in this season, Tony, of making me like I didn't know. I was on edge of my seat in that moment, being like, what are they going to do here? Is she really going to do the reading here? Because Tilly, if you think Tilly's suspect, she disclosed a lot tonight. The way her mode changed, the way her like tone changed, she had sort of like a temperament. Oh, you think I'm funky, crazy Tilly? Like the way she said that, the way she said, we're going to find out. I have some people in the live chat, I'm looking out of the corner of my eye, saying that Tilly's the one that controlled the bird, crashed the bird in there in that moment to kind of create.
Why would Tilly do that?
I don't think, yeah, exactly. Why would Tilly do that? Some people say it was Elgin in his dream somehow did it. I heard saw a couple of people in the chat say maybe Elgin controlled it. I don't know. It seems to me like someone's listening.
Yeah, I don't think Elgin control. I don't think it's Elgin control. I don't think Tilly controlled it. She seemed shocked when it came through the window, like everybody else seemed shocked when it came through the window. Absolutely. They're really making you suspect of Tilly, but it could be too thick. You know what I mean? Because it reminds me, and I'm telling you people in the chat, and I'm telling all you Tilly people, and I know you got nicknames for like Fanny Pack Granny and things like that and all that good stuff. And I understand, especially the fact that she pulled up the tarot card, that could mean something. But it's so heavy-handed with her. And I remember everybody saying the exact same thing about Tom the bartender.
Yeah.
Tom the bartender's bad. There's something going on with Tom the bartender. Tom the bartender wound up getting killed. Right, and then he wasn't bad anymore. Phil is one of these guys. Is Tom the bartender guy. So I'm not gonna go too heavy-handed on Tilly because I think that they're laying it on too thick with the Tilster right there and stuff. Totally. We do have some super chats here. Let's try to get through some of them that we see. Did we read the dope fan of the show? We got that. I think we'll go. Shorty Pooh says, I don't think that was the same tree in a row. So it's never the same tree, but they all see a tree, but it's never the exact same tree. Saggy, super sick it to Phil. We got that already. And we have Nice says Tony. We read that one. That does catch up. We got to try to catch up here. Right here it says Jade not fixing spooky statue. Plus Tabitha freak out. Do you think there's some repercussions that's going to happen because
fuck yes,
he pulled that statue out of the ground? Does that take away the water protection on that place?
I will go beyond that to say, is Jade a freaking moron? And I know you're saying like he saw something in the vision and he went and grabbed it and couldn't think of anything else to get. But Jade was the one when they were walking up that when they first got up to that area said something along the lines of maybe these things are used like the talismans to ward off evil spirits or something like that. And then he went and interrupted it. So I don't know if there's some correlation directly to that, to the fact of like that brought Tabitha back in or something or whatever. But I do think that's going to come back to haunt somebody. Like that was not good that he did that, but they didn't have a choice. I get it, but I don't think it's going to end up being a good thing. And I don't know if it equals Tabitha's freak out though. I think those are two separate things.
Yeah, I agree. But the crops that are planted are not wild. The berries, yes, that's a wild fruit that could be there. Even if it was strawberries, that could be there. The cabbages and lettuces arranged like that, that's planted by somebody.
Some dudes
right? Over and over and over again. Those are fresh. And like, you don't just, they don't just come back every year after every year after every year and stuff, So someone's there. Someone is there, and they're eating these people's food, and eventually you're gonna have to pay the pipe on it. And I think that these statues predate the talismans. I think that the talismans were made in the image of these statues. I think these statues were there first, and then they made the talismans after. So, and that's why they used to have them around the whole village, because if they just had the talismans, they would just hang them up inside those little huts.
Yep.
But they didn't have those things, so they probably just stuck those down there and everything else. Go ahead.
I have a question for you in the sense of talking about Tabitha's freak out. How do I say it? Do you think Tabitha was really in the real world, or was Tabitha's freak out real? Do you trust? Does anything that happened about Henry in this episode make you not trust Henry anymore? I think he was just having a freak out about, you're telling me exactly what he said. Like, you tell me my son's dead, now you're alive and you want a piece. I tend to think that Tabitha really was in the real world, not in another part of From World. But did anything happen in this episode to change your opinions of that?
No, I think that's why they did it. They did it purposely to let you know she's in the real world, because they're giving you what you think, what the readers, what the watchers would think. She's in a level 2. She's not in the real world. They know that you're going to think that. So then they have her say that out loud to say, yep, that's what you're thinking. And then they have her get taken back, which proves she was in the real world.
Yes.
Right. So they put that out there. Just like, all right, this is fan service. We know the fans are going to think that she's not in the real world. So we're going to have her bring that up to the fans. So, oh, yeah, see, I knew. And then they have the tree. Psych your mind, she was. Right. And I think that's why that went down. From Downtown said, awesome. Thank you for super chat. The characters are so secretive. No sharing of information. Again, we don't see everything that they show. But I do agree they could be a little bit open. But Boyd did ask Jade, is there anything you want to tell me? And he said, not right now. I'm still working on it.
Yeah, I'll organize my thoughts a bit more.
Yeah, so he wants to, but he's trying to get his thoughts together and everything else.
Speaking of fan theory type stuff, Tony, there was very much a fan moment where it sounded like you and I having a discussion when Boyd and Ellis were talking about how to capture one of the monsters. Where they're like, that's what it was. Where you were right. We're talking about the talismans can keep you out. Who's to say it can't keep you in? And they specifically almost like quoted you word for word. Area code 513. What's your name? What's your question? And welcome to the show.
Hey, Phil. This is I Kind of Love Pepsi.
Oh, hey, welcome.
Yeah. Tony, I got a theory, and I want to know what you think about this.
I'm with it. Let me hear it.
Okay. Do you remember when you told everybody when we first started watching this show that on programs like this, they always tell you at the very beginning what it is?
Yes, indeed.
I think you were absolutely right. Okay, this is what I think. When they see the tree, that's the portal opening. The portal is open and they've gone through and they're in From Lane. And I think I can prove this too. So notice what happened at the exact same time. Jay went down into the cave. The children were laying on the slab. And when he looked up, he saw the roots. I think that's the roots of the tree, and I think that's the portal. I think the ritual that the children do on those slabs opens the portal. And the reason why I think I can prove it is because at the very same time Tabitha got out, she got pushed through the lighthouse. And that was because the portal was opened by Jade.
All right. That makes a lot of sense. That's the case. That the Anakui children, the chanting is what actually opens the portal. And I do believe it's a portal. I do believe this is technology. I don't think it's some magic portal. I think it's some type of teleportation device that's bringing these people through here. So I agree that they always say when you see the tree, you're already stuck. That's what they said. Like, it's once you see the tree, it's already over. You're already in.
Right. Okay, one more thing. I don't think that Miranda was chosen. I think she was lured there with the premise of saving the children. I think that's what the big bad does. He lies and he tells people that they're going to go save children, but in fact, he wants their children. That's why he needs the children, because they're the ones that open the portal during the ritual. The children that are on that painting, that are on the merry-go-round, he probably lured them there with that lie just to get them there, because he needed those children to open the portal. And I think he brought Miranda there because he needed Eloise, because Eloise is one of those ghoulish children that opens the portal.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's a very interesting theory. I'll have to marinate on it a little bit. I do believe myself that she was chosen. I think there was too much information given that she's chosen. And again, my last video, I talked a little bit more about the chosen people and stuff, and what the spot for the chosen people, what we've seen. So I believe she's chosen. But if you want to say she's not, and they wanted her there for the children, then I'll have to go into. I'm not going to tell you that that's not the case.
Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Listen, you guys have a great night.
All right, you too.
Oh, sorry. I ended up hitting the button a half a second too soon. But
so we got a gifted membership from Jason H. Thank you for gifting someone a membership. Luna Cascade, thank you for the super chat. Says, do you think Tabby's reaction to Henry was reasonable? I thought so, believing she was still there, understandably and unfortunately. How do you feel about that?
I think both of their reactions in the moment were reasonable. I also think Henry's reaction, we were just talking about that a second ago. I think Henry's reaction was reasonable as well. If you're in that, put yourself in that situation. If you're going to buy everything Henry says, like this woman shows up, says your long lost son's dead. You know information about the wife and the daughter too. And then she's like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here.
I fed you. I let you stay in my house. And now you just want to bail on me. And stuff, and you're not explaining. So that's the thing about Tabby's reaction, the difference. She wasn't explaining why she was done. She was just like, this is too much. This is too much. And I think they make Tabby say no too much. I'm sick of the Tabby no. Every episode, no. They got to think of something better for her to say in those situations, because every time it's always no. I'm done with the no. I'm done with
Jim. Especially Jim. Jim needs to get some yeses.
Yeah. So I think that his action was 100% reasonable. I thought that I could understand why she reacted the way she did, but she needs to explain it. She needed to explain herself a little bit better, in my opinion. Saggy Star, thank you for super chat. Says Jade taking that talisman down. What do you think is going to happen to them if they stay overnight? Tabitha came back too soon. I don't know if it'd be too soon, because then my theory wouldn't have been correct. So I'm saying she's right on time.
Is next episode the Hobbit episode? Is next episode there and back again?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I think that possibly by taking that down, they set themselves up to some nightly encounter. What do you think?
Maybe, but they still do have the talismans. Someone asked a question. It passed by in the chat. We might get to it eventually, and we'll answer it now because it has something to do with it. The bear trap. Was the bear trap left by whoever's really growing the crops?
Yes, and I think the bear trap could be how Boyd catches a monster.
Yeah, I mean, it was the mouse trap.
Yeah, I mean, it might bring that bear trap down and catch one of these monsters, and that's how he actually catches the monster, is in the bear trap. Bear trap. New member for Fill the Issues Guys channel is Jason H.
Oh, welcome, Jason. Oh, this is an early treat for us, Tony. The voice of 916. Welcome to the show, voice.
Lean back.
Oh, it's the voice at 916.
Welcome.
Well, hello.
Oh, thank you. Hello, Phil. Hello, Tony.
Hello.
I got the copy of my book today.
Did you really? Well, I'm so happy that you did. Thank you so much for buying it.
Of course. I just had a thought. I don't know if this fits with anybody else's theory, but it makes sense to me. Okay, Miranda, she did the bottle tree art installation, right?
Mm-hmm.
She did one at her home and she did one at the park. Okay, so I was wondering, And she probably also taught her children art as well. You know, Victor was always drawing, so was Eloise. But what I was wondering, if Eloise is still there in Fromville, and she is the one that made those statues outside that village. Now, that village was probably already there, but she probably went to stay there when she got lost after her mother died. And maybe she was also the person walking outside the cabins when Kenny and Jim were stuck there when they first came. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think personally that if she was there, she has to be there with some adult. I just don't see a child being out there that whole time, especially if you're dealing with vegetables and crops and things like that. Her age I don't see how she could have survived. So if you want to say that there's a adult out there with you, then I'm 100% with you. Then I could agree that she could be out there again. And when I looked at that huts, though they could have been built before, they do look like they've been built for little people. Jim's head was over the roof. Jim's not that tall of an actor. And when they sat down, their knees were over their chest. So it looks like it's built for tiny people. I'm not saying it's the Lollipop Gill, but I'm saying, you know, it could be something smaller in stature. And it could be a place where they hid children out from the people in Fromville and tried to keep the children safe in there.
Could be. Now, I believe that the cabins were already there before Eloise came, and that if the boy in white helped Victor, why couldn't he have helped Eloise survive that period of time?
I mean, it depends how far you want to say the boy in white actually helped Victor survive until more adults got there. We don't know the exact time frame. I'm just saying that when you have a child that age, you know, especially what are you going to eat? The boy in white's going to say, eat this. Kids don't like vegetables. You know, they ain't going to be like, oh, let me pick this lettuce and eat it. Let me pick this carrot and stuff. You know, you got to have
all you have to eat, Tony. You're going to gobble that stuff down.
Yeah, I guess a cracker's a cracker when you're starving, right?
That's a Ritz.
But you know, I still think there has to be an adult in that situation. To me, that boy in white could have helped, but it doesn't seem like he stays around every day. It seems like he pops and goes. You know, she's a little girl. There's little girls. You go to the bathroom. You got to do things like that. You got to change your clothes. You got to wash your clothes. You got to clean yourself. You can't just jump in that lake. Didn't look like it's that shallow of a ground. You got to wash yourself. You got to do a lot of things when you're a child that it take an adult to actually guide a child to do it. You can't be walking around there like Pigpen, you know, for 9 years straight.
I get that. I get that. But, you know, she wasn't a little baby. I mean, she looks to be about 10, 11 years old. So there are certain things she would know to take care of herself. But I do agree with you that, you know, living out in the wilderness, I mean, that's a whole different program. But for some reason, I really believe one of the reasons that they were showing us that Miranda was doing all these art installations, and then we see those statues, I think there's a connection there. And I do believe that Miranda is gone, so the only other person would be Eloise. So anyway, that's kind of my 2 cents.
Well, listen, we love to hear from you. We love to hear from you. Thank you so much for buying the book. It really means the world to me. And when you read some of it, please put a 5-star review on Amazon. Got to get to 100 reviews in order for Amazon to promote the book. So try to if you could do that for me, I would appreciate it.
I'll definitely do that for you. I definitely will. Well, thank you for taking my call. And as always, both of you stay sexy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ooh, good timing. We have another call coming in from area code 347. Yeah. Area code 347. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Phil. This is Rose. Hi, Tony.
Hi. How are you?
Slightly pissed off at this show. I'm still mad at them for killing Tien Chen because she's like the grandma of the show, and I'll tell you. But I'm trying to get over it. But I didn't really like this episode. I felt like I subscribe to the people that Tilly is a mole. Tilly is way too calm. She out here knitting and playing cards where everyday people getting murked. Like, and then she was dancing in the rain when they first got there. I understand that she coming over cancer or whatever, but if I was on a bus and I roll into a strange town where immediately everybody's getting like dying, that's not a reason to be dancing. Plus, when Fatima was over here, she caught Fatima with the vegetables. She didn't really have no reaction to that, other than like, oh, I had strange pregnancies, cravings when she had her 7 kids. And then she had 7 kids. When there was 7 kids on them slabs too. So is she the kid's mama? That's what I'm wondering.
Them kids look a little young. I'm saying them kids look a little young to be Tilly's kids. You know what I mean? If they're going to be Tilly kids, I would think they'd be adults. Yeah, I mean,
there's a pocket universe. She might be. I don't know, man. She said she had 7 kids. It was 7 kids on them slabs. Until they tell me otherwise, I'm calling her Grandma Tilly. Like, those are her kids in my head. So,
I feel you
like,
on that.
She said she had 7 kids. So I don't know.
I know the connections. I've heard them. I can't deny him or defend it. I'm saying Tilly is definitely acting shady. There's no way around it. I can't say that she's not, and I know a lot of people feel that way, but as I said, it's so heavy-handed. It's so much out there that I don't know, you know what I mean?
The writers are lost. They threw everything at the wall and see what stuck. And then, props to you. That bus came in just like you said it was. That ambulance, like somebody was watching your live stream. So it was crazy.
I'm flexing on that. I'm flexing on that theory. You know what I mean? Because I told people it was going to happen. People laughed at me in the comments like, "It's too early. It's too." And I gave you every clue why it was going to happen. Even the episode title of There and Back Again, and how Tabitha is in a POV chapter after that episode. Everything I gave to point out that that's exactly what's going to happen. And Terran Matthew lost the bet to me, and Terran's going to have to pay up now because I told him it was going to happen. He don't want to believe it.
What he got to do? Still going to spin the wheel? What he got to do?
He's gonna have to. He's gonna do a review of my book.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I ordered your book. I'm sure it's supposed to come on Tuesday, so I'm gonna be ready.
Thank you so much. Please take a picture with it so I can post it on my community link.
Oh, okay. I have a question about this bracelet that she found. Did she look for a mistake before she crashed?
Say it again. You broke up.
The bracelet, when she found it in the glove compartment, she automatically was like, "This my bracelet," but she knew it was her bracelet because the one that she made had a mistake. So her and Victor's mom both made that same mistake making the bracelet.
I'm gonna have to go into the whole bracelet theory that I believe is going on here, and I will go into that. I'll go. Should we go into that now, Phil, or should we wait a little bit?
I mean, we can get into it more when we get to the bracelet part at the end of the episode. But I'm curious about your thoughts on the bracelet.
I definitely will address this bracelet situation. I promise you that before this night is over. Within the recap, within the next hour, within 20 minutes, we'll talk about this bracelet. And I'll go into what I think's going on here.
This show is really just starting to piss me off. It seems like they throwing everything at the wall. Like they said, "Oh, this is the favorite song for both of the couples." So both of y'all are both like drug addict songs. Like, I mean, it's a nice Joni Mitchell song, but the song is about drugs. So we're gonna find out later Tabitha was dropping acid too. Like, they doing way too much.
You might find out that her and Jim, to marry Jim, she probably had to be on acid.
Jim, he's designing roller coasters and stuff. You gotta have some imagination. But you got someone teacup. What do they call it? Teacup? That's what Jay was calling teacups and stuff. And his daughter was like, "Don't call my dad teacups anymore."
Probably. But I have a question. That dude that's on the bus, does he live on the bus? Because they said that you have to choose Colony House. Or
he got banished. He got banished to the bus by Donna. Remember, Donna got mad at him and said, "Now your home is on the bus. Take this task and go out there." And he had to stay on the bus because he
Man, they tried to lay down. This is from
but they tried to jack his shit. The people in there tried to jack his shit, and he wasn't having it. And for that, because he punched the guy in the face, they made him move on the bus.
Oh, okay. All right. But nah, they wilding for that. I'd have told him, like, you gonna be in a box. Like, you gotta learn to play by these rules. It's Collie in their house. Just smoke some weed and get a girl. Like,
nah, I ain't letting nobody grab my shit up either. I'm be honest about it straight up. I don't give a fuck. You ain't taking my stuff. I'm not having no other man's balls in my boxes. I don't give a fuck what house we in. All right, these
you gonna have to live in town then. Everybody was fighting over clothes from Rip. That Asian girl was over here stealing people's clothes on laundry day.
Yeah, yeah. She different because she different because she look good. So she could come see me on that. You know what I mean? I'll be honest about it.
Too bad she didn't make it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna let everybody else get on. Thanks for taking my call. Y'all have a good night.
You too. All right, let's go through. Also, Jade effed up by statue apart. Next super chat here. OW, you think Taryn is right after the tarot scene? I will address Taryn Matheru and the tarot scene, but the tarot scene's there. Definitely, listen. No denying. He said they would be there, and they're there. Period.
Yep, absolutely.
And he said that from the jump when no one said it. So anyone who says anything else is lying about it. That's just a fact. That's just a fact.
Area code 360. Welcome to the show. What's your name and question or comment?
What's up, Phil? This is from downtown 29C.
Hey, buddy.
What's going on, man? Peace to you and Tony. I just wanted to give Tony his credit on the situation with trapping the monsters, because Tony said many shows ago, why haven't they tried to trap one of the monsters on the bus? And then when Boyd said it during the show, I was like, aha, Tony Ben said that like months ago. Why haven't they tried to trap one on the bus with a talisman?
It would be the ideal way because they have them. And the fact is this: we've seen the Smile Monster, as I mentioned before when I made the theory up. We've seen the Smile Monster come through the front door, sit his ass down on the bus, and start playing with the goddamn steering wheel. I actually asked the actor when he came on the channel about that, and he said that he felt familiar, and that's why he touched the steering wheel. That's what he said when he came on the channel. So I said, and the bus, we know everyone's been on the bus. You got the front door, you got the back door. So if you can get them through the front, you can sneak out through the back and lock that goddamn door. It's not hard here. It's not hard.
Not hard at all. Not hard at all.
Pause.
And one more question I had a question about when Jade and Donna's husband, I forget my man's name.
Dale,
yeah, when they grabbed those two metal posts and that totem tipped over, and Dale said, I got a funny feeling about this. And why didn't they just pick it back up and stick it in the snow?
Yeah, why can't you put it right back? And Dale just comes up, I got a funny feeling about this.
This is a great Dale.
Yeah,
Dale was great tonight.
As that thing hit the ground, Dale was like, man, I got a funny feeling about this.
I would say this. Dale is coming on the channel. We
awesome.
have him booked. Dale will be here. We also have his wife Elizabeth on separate nights. We won't have them together. Have Dale on this channel there, so we will be able to talk to Dale about what's going on with him. And
that's
awesome.
Else. Can't wait.
Okay. And one more thing, I think one theory I think Chrissy is cooked. I think she's done.
She's gonna die.
The new, I think Chrissy's gonna be done in the next couple of episodes. I think she's gonna be done because you got the new EMT coming in. And then when you heard that, if you go back and watch it, when that bear trap closes, you can hear her ankle snap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's coming back from that. I don't think she's gonna heal from that.
I will say this: the EMTs we seen in the trailer was dead in the street, right?
Yeah, so that one guy was. Yeah.
So I don't know if that replaces Chrissy, that EMT. I don't know if they didn't give that EMT a lot of lines like they gave the cop in there. Like they didn't make that person come out there. So I don't know. I think Christy dies before the end of the season, but I don't know that she dies because they have new EMTs. But I do think Christy is definitely high on the chopping block.
Yeah. I got Christy, and my my sleeper pick to be up out of there is Jim.
Jim.
All
right.
Yeah, I got Jim to be up out of there. That's who I have on it, and the other two dying in season 3, Chrissy and Jim. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all taking my call, and I won't hold up anybody else. But if episode 4 is a banger, like I think it's going to be, how they set it up in episode 3, then I'll go back and give episode 3 a better score because I got it at a 6.5.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. If episode 4 is going to be a banger, like I think it's going to be the way they set it up, then I'll go back and give episode 3 a better score. I'll bump it up to an 8.
All right. All right.
Thanks for the call. I appreciate you guys, man. I'm going to tune back into the show, and y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night.
No doubt. Thanks for calling in. Chanel Lamar says, was trying to see the picture card at the bottom deck in tarot readings. Those are clarifiers for all cards. I know what that card is. I did see it at the bottom of the deck. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Was the bear trap set there for the people from Fromland or the monsters? I would believe it was for the monsters, but it could be the people from Fromland that was there, and that was super chat from your channel, from Vanessa Wicked right there, Phil. We got a super sticker from Mika. Thank you so much. Phil just gifted 5 memberships right out there. Now I'm going to do the same. And Larissa, a member for 7 months, says, will Jay become the new Christopher? I think he is parallel to Christopher. I made a video about it, that he is parallel to Christopher, but I think that he'll actually solve it where Christopher didn't. I'm trying to go through Nia said, the man, why the hell won't Henry talk about Eloise? That is true. He did not say anything. All right, I'm done for the night. You're out of here already. I will hopefully catch you on the recast. Thank you for super chat. He doesn't bring up his daughter. He doesn't say his daughter's name. You think that's weird, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't too often, but her name has come up, but he's assuming she's dead like everybody else. And even tonight's episode, when he made a reference, he was more talking about his wife's safety, and he isn't asking too much about his daughter. Area code 256. Welcome to the show. What's your name, question, and where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Michael. I'm calling from Alabama, and I appreciate you taking my call and enjoy the show. If you guys discuss this, I'll make it brief. If you guys discuss this and I missed it, I apologize. But
no worries.
Okay, long story short, Boyd's plan is to lure them in somewhere, put a talisman up, and they can't get out. Okay, did y'all cover, like, he hung a talisman in the barn and it didn't trap them? They done what they done, and then they left him in there after Tien was dead.
It's a good point.
How come that talisman did not do anything?
So I think that it would have to been placed outside of the barn. So when the monsters are already inside of the space, as we've seen from the first season, episode 1, they take the talisman and they throw it on the floor and then they walk out. So the talisman would have to been placed outside the barn in order to keep them inside the barn, not inside the barn.
Okay, so then that means his plan would work if he gets them in a building and then puts it up, or he's going to put it on the outside, what you're saying?
Yeah, he would have to put it on that. We don't know if it works, but that would be the thing. You would have to put it on the outside of that in order for them not to get out.
Okay, and then one more quick one. I want to go again. Appreciate you taking my call. I think this would be interesting. I'd like to hear both you guys' opinion on this. From season 1, and this was the first time they showed Boyd walking around ringing the bell, and that kind of seemingly stopped. Anyway, it was almost a quiet little town except for the monsters. If all this was still going on now, if Frank had made it, I hope you understand do you think Boyd is still putting Frank in the box now with what all going on?
Putting what in the box, people?
Frank, the one he put in the box that stayed drunk in the bar all night.
All right. Do I think he would still do it today?
Yeah. Do you think he would still do that after things have progressed and evolved what they have, how dangerous things are? Or do you think he would need him as one more person to help fight whatever they're fighting?
Yeah, he didn't want to do it. He didn't really put him in the box. Frank put himself in the box. Boyd gave him the talisman and told him.
Yeah, he kind of gave him an out at some point, right?
He gave him the talisman and told him to go live in the woods and don't come back and make whatever life you can. And Frank chose to go in the box. So I don't think Boyd has the conviction to put anyone in the box. And Father Cotchery checked him on it and said, you put a guillotine in the town square and you're afraid to use it. Right. So I don't think Boyd has the ability to do that to anybody.
That's right, because Boyd said no, and then Frank said, yeah, you got to do it. That's exactly. Thank you guys for taking my call. I'll call again. Thank you.
Thanks for the call. Daryl Boone, yes, we agree with that. We got a new member for Mika Lee. She became Mika.
Michelle.
Member. Thank you. I might as well say, so she's got to pick a name here. Jet, thank you for super. Hey, Tony and Phil left a voicemail a couple of days ago, and I was wondering if you guys are going to be able to play voicemails. Yes, we will play the voicemail.
I got it right here if we want to play his voicemail right now.
Yeah,
but we can
play his voicemail since he definitely gave a super chat. Let's hear it.
Hey, Phil, this is Jet. Tony, I just want to say that I've been subscribed to your YouTube channel since 2014. So, yeah, I'm a big fan. And I just want to apologize ahead of time if somebody else called in and talked about this, or if you guys have discussed this on a previous show. But I'm new to From. I just recently caught up on all the episodes last weekend. So my question is kind of like, okay, so Tony, you're saying that you think that aliens are behind this, and I kind of agree with you. But I just wanted to know what you thought about maybe the theory that these aliens are using some kind of advanced technology to use kind of like a force field or a shield in front of these monsters, because we've seen them get hurt. We've seen Boyd physically push one over. We've seen Boyd cut the smile monster. We've seen Christy cut the smile monster open.
I'm just going to push pause and we'll play the second half of the message in a second, because I just want to address one thing. Tonight, we finally said, someone said when Victor's father said teleporting, like when she was like, she's like through the tree. You mean like teleporting? Like it was just funny how it was just like obvious about that. And we'll play the second half of this message. But Tony, this is generally what you've been saying, right? Like,
yeah. So to a point, I believe that there are definitely aliens involved, but I think that the aliens have been captured by human beings with Jade's technology, and they're using the aliens to experiment the DNA and all the worms and everything else to experiment on the humans that are there. That's what I believe is going on, and it has been going on for a very long time.
Okay, let me finish the caller's message.
And for the autopsy, so they can be cut and they can be physically harmed, but for some reason, when you shoot projectiles at them, it seems like they either are stopped or they're going through them. So I'm thinking maybe these aliens are using some kind of a force field to stop projectiles or bullets in a way to kind of deter humans, like people from Fromville, from trying to attack them. Because I feel like most humans at face value, if you see something and you try to shoot it and the bullet goes through it or stops, you would automatically be like, oh, damn, I can't hurt this thing. So that was kind of my thing. I'm like, it doesn't make any sense how you can cut it, you can push it over, you can physically touch it, but for some reason projectiles do no damage. So I'm thinking maybe they got some kind of a force field in front of them that stops projectiles from coming through as a way of deterring people from fighting back. I don't know. Maybe it makes no sense, but you guys let me know what you think. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. I think a force field would block it from going through. I think the fact that their bodies aren't really alive, but like Chrissy said that when she came on this channel, she said that they were petrified on the insides. There's no blood running through them. So they're animated by a different force than just blood and everything else that keeps everybody else alive. So it's something else going there. So I think when the bullets hit him, it just doesn't affect it. It's like Solomon Grundy, right?
Yeah.
Like you shoot him all the time, Solomon Grundy in DC, but he's already dead, so you can't really affect him with those things. We got Wolf Spear gifted 10 memberships. Thank you. And Gray's Tail says if Frank was still there, he would get a trap monster mission.
Area code 937. Welcome to the show. What's going on?
And
Rose, how y'all doing?
And Rose Jones just gifted 10 memberships too. Thank you, sir.
Welcome 937. What's your question?
Well, I just want to let you know I wrote an AI that I put all of the From information on. I mean, everything from the wikis, everything from everything, and I've been pitching it ideas, and it's pretty amazing the ideas that it's coming back from. The biggest one that I just got was that Boyd is similar to Neo from the Matrix. And the fact that if you remember that I think was the second movie when Neo talks to the architect and says, hey, there's always a one, you know, you go back, you reboot the city, right? And then you come back as we have to have your group or the Matrix will fail, right? They have to have that chaos or the Matrix will fail. And I think Boyd may be that kind of a character because they put an awful lot on him and they've got him. He's the guy. He's the chosen one. He's the chosen one. But I don't think he's chosen to get them out. I think he's chosen to help giving them hope. And then
I don't want to be a wise ass, but Harold Perrineau was in the Matrix too. He actually was in the Matrix movie, or the second one. He was in the second and third one.
Yeah. There you go. Right. So, and it also suggested that there's a time lapping. So when I thought this was neat, when it said that when the Civil War soldier attacked Jade, that was really in the Civil War soldier's time. It wasn't a vision or a flashback or a ghost. He actually slipped into that character's time. And that's why the character attacked him, didn't know who he was. And he slipped back out. And the same thing with the Pioneer. He actually had slipped into that Pioneer's time and then slipped back out. You know what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying. I could get down with the time slippage. I can get down with the Matrix theory that this is, a situation going on like that. I can see both. I can see it going both ways, in there. But let's see if it's a time slip. I'm not totally convinced on the time slippage. I do believe there's time travel taking place here, but I don't know if it's a time slippage. If that's it, because there's no indication of when he's doing this slippage. Like, you would think that if that slippage was happening, it would be a repetitive thing that's also making him do it. Like, he does the same thing at that same time, which allows him to slip through. And we have not seen any repetitive thing. That would be the only thing I would have pushback on it, but it definitely could be.
Well, the other thing that it talks about in pretty good detail, and I think everyone's said this, is the pain and reward cycle that seems to go through. Like, they all had to sleep in a hole, and then they find a talisman so they can stay inside, and then they don't have any food, and then they somehow miraculously find a whole bunch of food, and they're feeding off of that, and when everything just seems to get the darkest, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, pretty simply, someone shows up that can solve a problem where they find something.
I hear you. This is a game, and I've been straight with that from the beginning. This is a game. It's always been a game of sorts, but I think not a game, more of an experiment. As Jade has said, we're like matching the rats in the maze, but I'm the type person who places the cheese. I'm not supposed to be the rat. So I believe that it's not just a game, but it's more of an experiment that seems to play out like a game. So I think it's something going on like that with it.
Well, I just to close, I'm wondering what everyone's take is on. Is it AJ, the hot-headed kid that sits on top of the bus? I think this kid's gonna kick some serious monster ass. I really do.
Randall's gonna go full Rambo.
Yeah, AJ was talking about Randall. Listen, maybe I think he's buck broke. I think they broke him. I think that he was right about Donna being the mole, and I think that they broke him to make him keep that information silent, and they tried to make him look crazy. But I think he's right in the end on it. But I think that he's broken right now, so I think he'd have to get past being broken.
All right, brother. Well, I won't tell my AI you didn't agree with it. Otherwise, it's liable to hunt you down.
All right. Well,
we don't want Judgment Day to happen, so we'll be kind to your
AI. Let the AI know. Let the AI keep working.
Exactly. No Judgment Day here.
Keep working.
See you later, my friend.
Fatima wants to know why is the
Tony? Why is the bracelet?
We're gonna get to the bracelet in 1 minute because we're doing a recap right now, and then we're gonna go through everything.
Okay, you want to start with that? Yeah, maybe we should start with that. Get into the recap here and start breaking down this episode here for a second. Recap. Okay, so
you gotta do the whole recap. People don't keep that. People don't see.
No one wants me to. I won't get up and run around like a fool. And
it's your recap time, baby.
There's too many drums around. Oh, recap. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into this recap. We open up where we left in the last episode, Tony, on the phone call with Thomas and Daddy. And Jim's not taking any of that shit right from the beginning, Tony. You're not my son. Why'd you let mommy go and die? Did you not love her, Dad? And Jim is like, fuck you. I actually like Jim in this episode.
Wait. People want the real recap dance, they're saying.
Oh, no. You guys.
Phil, people, they're not familiar with your channel. You have to do the full recap.
Oh, do you really want me to do this on your channel, Tony? I don't know.
It's not. This is your show too, Phil. Let's go.
Okay. It's time to get into the recap.
All right, we are there, baby. We are there. We are ready.
Now we're ready.
For the real recap. Let's go.
Okay, I get the zoomies sometimes. Tony, let me catch my breath for a second. No. Okay, so let's get into this recap tonight. Did I just break it now? Yeah, sorry about the PJs. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Bless Life. Okay, so we get in. We start off. Tony, what do you think about this? Who is talking to Jim here?
I think it's the same person that he contacted on the radio is the same person making the voices for the son. I think it's the same person at the radio. I think it's the same exact person. This time they're just coming across as his son.
Yeah, so you think it's like basically the same entity or whatever?
That same person that whoa, Phil. Your wife shouldn't be digging our hole. I think that's the same person.
Your wife's about to die, man. She's gonna die. I'm a little out of breath, Carla. I'm a little out of breath. I'm stalling. I'm trying to pass. I'm passing the buck over to Tony to stall for a second before I get into this recap. But the interesting thing, it says you should be watching Ethan and Julie, letting them be outside a little too close to dark. And Jim drops the phone and he heads outside to go after them. And then we get to see Boyd ringing the bell. See, I am out of breath. Like, ringing the bell. Oh my gosh. No. Boyd notices Jim coming out yelling for the kids. And Boyd's like, is it all good? And Jim's Jim snaps.
At least you're not like Shannon Sharp in the video.
Oh, not that video. No. That's a different video, Tony. Don't get into my phone. You don't want to look at my phone. That's not what you want to see.
Shannon Sharp was a two-pump chop. Oh, dude was out of breath. He's a strong motherfucker, but he gotta get those aerobic skills.
Tony, I guess before we pass the phone ringing thing, I do want to mention when it rang earlier, is the phone ringing similar to Cautry and what Jade is seeing? Is the phone actually ringing or is the phone ringing in Jim's head?
No, I think the phone is actually ringing, just like with Kenny. I think that phone is actually ringing. It's not in his head at all. And everything. We'll get to the donations. I promise you, if you keep sending super chats, we will get to them. I will not end the stream without getting to them and everything. We're just going over a little bit of the recap.
And okay, so let's continue. We get the intro here after Jim comes back out, and Jim comes up to Boyd and says things are getting worse. And Boyd's like, yeah, things are getting worse. No shit, Sherlock.
The iconic line from Jim. Things are getting worse, aren't they?
Exactly. Jim's got a mind like a steel trap.
You really think so, Jim?
Yeah, Jim.
What Jim gave that away, Jim?
Jim, the monsters.
Why would you think things are getting worse, huh?
Things can get worse before they can get better. Oh my goodness, Jim.
Things are getting worse, huh? No, Jim. No, they're not. No, Jim. They're fine. They're fine here. What do you think?
We come back in on Vic's dad. Vic's dad likes to sleep a lot. You notice how he's taking a nap here.
Man, he deserves a nap.
Yeah, and he's like trying to get Tabitha. You need to take a nap too. He's a nap bully. No, but he's taking a nap. Tabitha breaks some stuff, and she was like Tony studying the paintings for clues. She's downstairs in the basement looking at the paintings all night, trying to figure out what the hell's going on in Fromville. She needs answers. he asks about the boy in white, and he's like, wait, so the boy in white lured you to a lighthouse and pushed you out? And she's like, no, I went there because the kid's locked in the tower, and the tower was a light, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And Tabitha says, they talk a little bit about Victor bringing her there through a tree. Tabitha says his wife is dead, but he doesn't ask about the daughter, and implies that Victor's still there and Victor knew everything and he was controlling everything. It's interesting interactions between the two of them. And I think it's all on the level. I think he's really there and that she's really talking to Victor's father. I don't think this guy is on the inside of Fromville. I've seen some theories where this guy is the architect, where this guy is the...
I know people are saying that he's the person in the yellow suit.
Yes.
Listen, if he's the person in the yellow suit and Victor is a guy in the white, then that makes sense. If you want to look at it that way, then I could see it going down that way. I don't really think that's what it is, but I mean, I could definitely see it going down that way.
And
I'll tell you, I'll do this for you tonight. I'll do this, and I'm doing this saying that I respect all of you. We have almost 450 people here watching with us right now. We will have Elgin on in the next hour. He will be here. Elgin, Nathaniel will be here. This is what I'll do. And I need y'all to really be honest about anything, right? Don't just say something to say it. You know what I mean? I'm trusting you. So if anyone buys a book tonight on this stream, I will give a book away for free. All right. So if anyone goes to Amazon and buys my book tonight, I will give away a book on this stream for free. I'll match as many books as I sell. I will match them here in this stream.
Ooh.
All right. So if y'all buy a book, I will send you a book. If you're overseas, I'll just give you the ebook. How about that? All right. So I'll do that tonight and everything else. Don't tell me what you did yesterday, Mika. I appreciate you buying the book. But this is today. If you buy a book today during this stream, all right, don't lie to me. Don't just say you did it just to say it. You know what I mean? So please put the link in the chat. But if you buy a book, as many books get bought, I will match any book that is bought, and I'll give them away to the people in this stream right here. All right, and all that good stuff. That's how we get it and stuff like that. If you buy a book in real time, you just got to come back on me and say I just bought a book. All right, I'm just gonna have to trust you on it. I don't want to pull up the app and take a look at it and see if it was so. I'm just going to trust you that you actually bought it. All right. And then we'll give them away. Just say, hey, come back, say I just copped the book, blah, blah. The link is in there and everything else. And then we'll get it done and everything else. All right. Keep going, Phil.
And let me see where we get to this is when we get into this the bottle tree situation, Tony. Like straight like a real, like, I must admit this is something maybe people have talked about this before, but the literal bottle tree, meaning, being a representation of bottle trees, I thought that was really cool and not something I was sort of you hear the sounds, and once you hear them clank, like, bottles, huh? Oh, like I had a whole like pointing at the TV, bottle tree, moment, kind of like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like pointing at the thing, like, I know that stuff. The sounds of the bottles clanging in the trees outside the bottle tree. We go to Victor. We cut right over to Victor measuring and digging up a time capsule or something, whatever's in the box, which we don't get to see the conclusion of him and Sarah's scene, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Whatever it is he brought to Sarah for their fort making sleepover.
Yeah. And when dealing with the bottle tree, I think the biggest thing that I said before, when I first seen that bottle tree, was when it was built. That would be what it would be, you know what I mean, and everything. So far, your book is, RC says, so far your book is good. Thank you. I hope it continues to stay that way. But thank you so much for the feedback. I think I said it before, that it comes down to when this bottle tree was built. If it was Eloise that built it, she went to Fromville, came back, and she built it. Maybe that she did that to try to think maybe my mom will come through it, blah, blah, as a child. But the fact that she built this before she went to Fromville, because she had images of it in Fromville, and she built multiple ones around the town, means that I think the dream thing, and I know everyone wants to go to the dream sequence, it doesn't hold as much water anymore, that theory, the dream, to me. Because even though all those things that we see in her basement are in that monster's cave, Do Kindle books count? No. I'll send you a Kindle book if you live overseas, because if I can't get you the other copy. But
Tony,
do you physical copies? Physical copies.
Do you think there's any significance to Prime Bottle Tree that they were driving to, that the ambulance crashed into them at the right moment to stop them from getting to that tree? You know, like when Tabitha and Victor's father are heading to the first tree, the tree in the park, and that's where they're heading to when they get hit by the car. Do you think, again, was someone watching there and wanted to stop Tabitha from getting to that the main original bottle tree in that moment? I don't know. And that was something I was asking in the moment as well.
We got 2 books bought so far. We got a book bought by Glue Guns and Roses, and a book bought by Saggy Star. So we got 2 books to give away. Let's give it away real quick. So this time I'm gonna do it really fast. When you see me put Teflon in the chat, right, when it goes through there, right there, right, and any answer that comes after that will do it right now. So we got 3. So we'll give away 3. All right, we'll take the first 3 people who answer this question correctly. All right, this will be a from question. First 3 people who answer correctly, hit me on Facebook. I will send you the book, those 3 copies. Right. So 3 people. First 3 people answer correctly. Phil, would you like to ask the question? From related?
No, you do it. You ask the question.
Ah, geez, thank you so much. All right. What did Sarah use? No. I'm giving no. Let me give you a better one than that. Let me think. I don't want.
I'll tell you if I think.
I don't want. I'm gonna give you something too easy, but not too hard. What is the address on Victor's father's house? What is the address? This is the number address on Victor's father's house. I gotta look that up myself, but that is a question. What is the address on Victor's father's house?
We got a bunch of answers already.
Yeah, I think we have it. So the first 3 people here and everything else, it is, the answer is 1597 is the answer. So, all right, let's go through 1597. The first person, and I'm looking at my chat that I see, is Wayne's Fishing, Blessed Life, and Whistling Wizard. All right, those are the 3 that I see. Wayne's Fishing, Blessed Life, Whistling Wizard. You're the first ones I see underneath my chat for 1579, 1597, and 1597. So all you 3 have to do, contact me, Teflon TV on Facebook, send me your address, and I'll send it. All right. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. People saying it's 10 seconds, but that's why you have to wait till I put my thing in and everything else. So I appreciate it and everything else. And that is what it is. So just hit me up, y'all 3. All right. I'll be waiting to hear from you. I'll send them right out to you. All right. Let's keep going, Phil.
Okay, so we go to Victor measuring stuff. We go to Boyd and Ellis talking like fans watching the series, and basically talking like they watch Teflon TV here. And when Boyd's like, listen, I was watching this guy on YouTube, and he said you can create a Sally port and lock one of these guys in with the talisman. How come we haven't tried that shit? And Ellis is like, yeah, I love that Teflon TV guy. Yeah, I watch his channel too. And he can't play it, and he's like, we can't get caught now, and there's no playing it safe. And Alice is like, playing it safe? You were out there saving animals. You almost died. And the bad stuff happens. And Boyd's like, but Kenny and Jim brought home food. He said, things won't work out the way we want, but we need to take chances. As right on cue, Donna walks in, and Donna, in a great wide shot, does not have her hands in her pockets. For all you Donna only has her hands in her pockets things, they weren't in her pockets in this scene. She heads in and she talks about them drawing straws at Colony House to see who's going to go on the food run. That will come back in a second. And that, I love how, I don't know if they put this in, the writers put this stuff in, or I'm reading into it myself. I love how there's like, Dale got a line about Donna and Donna got a line about Dale. just ragging on them, like where she's like, oh, that asshole Dale, I made sure he went on it. And then later in the episode, Dale's like, I know Donna fixed the whole thing to make sure I went on this. So they're kind of like throwing subtle jabs at each other in a fun acting way, and I like it. And they just have some great chemistry. And Donna comes in, and Liz ragging on Dale is really great. So Donna is suspect of the whole vibe and asks what's going on. And Ellis says, don't you tell him or I will. He says he wants to catch one. Donna's like, sorry, what? We don't know enough about them. You already did that. He's like, no, I killed one. I want to catch one. It's different. We got to learn about them. And then Donna's like, okay, so what you going to do? You're going to catch one in the house, and then you're going to run around the house and it's going to try to kill you. Like you made plans in the army. What the hell's your problem? You know,
Donna's been sassing boy this whole season. She's been sassing boy, you know, and she has the right to. But, you know, because I don't think he's thinking the bus at this particular time. I think he's thinking what she's saying. And that's exactly right. You can't, it doesn't make any sense to do anything like that. It won't work if you do that way. You have to be more, you have to be much better about it and everything else like that, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, put the Donna
absolutely. And Ellis kind of gives her that look, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And Ellis kind of gives her that look, like, try a little bit, be a little bit more tactful. And he says, and she says, listen, Boyd, you know, I know you want to do stuff. I know you want to get revenge for what happened. I just don't want to see you get killed with a weak ass plan. And Ellis, you got a baby. Smarten up over there. And Ellis and Boyd look at each other like, eh. And she walks out. Then we cut off to Eye Patch. I always forget her name, Tony. What is Eye Patch's name?
I don't know her name. I know every time I say Eye Patch, they bring up
remember her name.
And people, they bring up in the chat and they say, we called her that for her name.
Yeah, someone in the chat will say it.
Yeah, we know what we're talking about, goddamn Eye Patch.
Yeah, Eye Patch is just
Clara is her name.
You know who, Clara, thank you, chat. So Eye Patch is getting some screen time, cooking some steak, and Fatima doesn't like the coffee. Or the steak. She walks outside and she eats some rotten heap of food, grabs some snacks, and she keeps chowing on it. And Tilly sees it from a distance and gives her a what the fuck look. And Fatima played this really well, like comedy wise. Like she's eating, blah, 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 and she sees Tilly watching. She goes, and just runs in the other direction.
Yeah, what are you running for? She already seen you. You've been caught. She looked like a woman who went on the Maury show and said it was your baby, and all of a sudden it's not your baby. And then, and they run off the stage. And I can't. That's what she looked like when she ran away. Like, what you run away for? You already been spotted. You might as well just bit it in the face and say,
dude, it was so hilarious the way she booked it. She was just like, peace. She was like me in the recap dance. She just ran off like quick.
Yeah. It made no sense.
Oh my goodness. So we go off to the cabin with Kenny, Christy, Jade, Dale, and a few red shirt nobodies hanging out there. Dale is hilarious. He's like, this place looks terrible. It sure looks like people lived here. Jade calls the voodoo scarecrow totem things and basically says what Tony said about them. That's why I said in the notes that they could be used as big talismans or proto talismans to get ward off evil spirits, but Jay destroys it later. But we talked about that already. Kenny leads the way and gives everyone a job, and Dale makes some fun talk walking past the scary voodoo thing, and they go to get veggies. And I said this before, I don't know if you agree with this, Tony. The totem kind of looks like Pinhead from Hellraiser.
It definitely looks like Pinhead. There's no doubt about it. My sister said it reminds her of George Costanza eating out of the garbage, but it was above the rim. It was above the rim. It was fair game for George. I can't get mad at George. There's nothing on top of it. It was placed on the doily, and it was above the rim. Above the rim is good to go.
Tony, I'm embarrassed when I used to be a dishwasher in an Italian restaurant. Whenever like pizzas would come back and if they left a couple of slices, I don't care if that was touching something. That was going into my bag for later. That was dinner for home. You know, that was the best part of a dishwasher. I'd take that. I'd be like, oh, that food doesn't look touched. Let me see that out. You know, I was pretty gross. I'm not gonna lie. I was in Fatima, but I was bad. Okay, so we go off to Jim trying to make up for the last couple of weeks of not being the most attentive dad, and he's making lunch, comforting the kids. And We talked a little bit about this last week, and I want to talk about it a little again today, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan, the actor that's playing Ethan, is doing such a great job playing a creepy ass kid this season. He is just creepy. He went from like half
he got old in a year. Like he grew up and perfected his craft a little bit better in a year. Or he had an acting coach and they worked through it together. But whatever it is, it's definitely working. I'll say this about a lot of actors out there. You know, Kenny, I think Kenny and them is more that they're getting more to do.
Yeah.
And I think they're just able to flex their chops more than what they were doing anything else like that before, you know. So, but I think that, you know, these actors themselves, that they were doing a tremendous job.
Yeah, and Ethan, someone said Ethan's getting on my, but that's the point. He's almost supposed to, but he's doing it so well. Ethan is like, so Jim's trying, he's making food. He's saying, you know, everyone will be back with more food. Ethan's like, so who's going to bury mom? What if she's laying with spiders and there's like bugs rotting and they find her bones? And Jim's finally like, damn it, stop. And right when Julie comes in, Julie's like, great being dad of the year, Jim. And the phone rings again and Jim slams the phone down. It was a great scene. I actually really like Jim in this scene. Like, I could
it was a great scene. Again, they mentioned spiders. Listen, we've seen cobwebs, we've seen spiders, we've seen things, we've seen drawings of giant spiders. I don't know. You know, I look back at the scene. I don't know if those are giant spiders in the drawing, because in the background you see raindrops falling down. The spider's a little bit bigger than the raindrops.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we may just be saying it's a giant spider, but if we're judging it by the raindrops, then this is a regular size spider.
Our next scene is over back at Victor's father's house. We hear about Miranda, who is an artist and made installations all over town. The bottle trees, talks about the bottle tree, the real bottle trees in Fromville. She talks about how it's different than this. You step in it and it takes you somewhere else. And I mentioned this earlier, Tony. This is where Victor's father goes. He doesn't say Star Trek, but he goes, like teleporting, like Star Trek. That's what it sounds like to me.
Exactly. He brings technology into play. He doesn't say magic, hocus pocus. He gives you a realistic interpretation of what Tabitha is actually saying.
Describe
like teleporting, right? That would be a teleportation device.
And he mentions also in this moment that there's another tree in town, that this one isn't the original one. It's one in town in Park, and she liked it so much she decided to make it at home. And by the way, this is where Victor's father where I can see the people that are seeing something here with him, because then he just adds, oh, and by the way, this was also the tree that we first took the acid with. And this all started at that tree when we first took the acid. Do you want to go back there? And then she's like, let's go back there right now. And he goes, no, take a nap first. This is where he's like selling the nap. He's like, no, take a nap and we'll go later. And I don't want you back in the hospital, which could be a foreshadow of what happens later in the episode. I trust what's going on, but I like how they're putting these red herring type things in where you could almost look into some of the things that Victor's father's saying and go that he's a little sus. But I think he's on the level personally, though.
I think he's just describing exactly when it is where they took the acid at and everything. He's just giving more details, but it does sound suspect without a shadow of it.
Right. You can see the people that are like, this guy is.
Oh yeah, I think they're building that to you. And good night, Papa Socks. If you're up out of here, man, always good to see you up in this piece.
And because I've seen some people compare him and say that he might be a Ben Linus situation, which again, someone that appears to be okay at first and ends up being an adversary later. Speaking of potential adversaries, we go to Ghost Father Cautry. If they really wanted Cautry to show up this much, then maybe they shouldn't have killed him. But anyways, he's showing up. I'm kidding. He's showing up shit-talking Boyd. What are you doing, you stupid idiot? You're building a mousetrap. What are you going to do, catch one? You keep people safe? Well, you keep people safe. Well, besides me, of course. As Boyd builds, Cautry's is like, at least you're making a plan, you know? You get the Sally port. You know, I see how military people trust you. Your plan sucks. And they wanted to break you, and look at you. Now you're doing stupid shit. And he's like, listen, fuck you. he's like, get out of my fantasy. You know, it's basically what Boyd says to him. He goes, and then they turn to the memory board, and he made a memory board of the people that died there. And he looks at them and then he says, listen, I help make decisions better when I'm using my hands. If you don't want to help me, get the fuck out of here. And then he disappears. Well, I asked you earlier, Tony, what the hell is Ghost Cautry?
It's the same people who send the same thing to Jay. I don't know if he's actually trying to help him here, or the same person who's sending the images to Abby to him. I don't think it's a helpful entity. I think that if you look at everything that they're doing and everything else, I think that they're doing, bad. He's always trying to get him from stop doing something. Oh yeah, you want to catch a monster? Yeah, that's a bad idea. And trying to give him the bad ideas in a roundabout way, but to try to prevent him from doing what he's doing,
or daring him to do something crazy. Maybe it's the same entity that's sending the trollish jukebox stuff to Kenny. It's like it's sort of setting in a troll kind of moment in some ways. We talked about this scene. This next scene is Sarah doing arts and crafts. Very awkward moment, but as Victor shows up, and it's these two characters that I think, at least I always wanted together to get some information, and they foreplay us here. As Victor comes in with a suitcase, he goes, "I want to come. Can I come in?" And she's putting something together that her brother broke. He lost his sister and is trying to put something together. They have so many pieces that the two of them can connect with. And Victor's trying to put these pieces together from his past. And they both lost that sibling, and he needs to build a fort and tell a story, Tony. I'm excited about seeing these two characters in next week, see what the hell's actually going on with the two of them.
Yeah, it's good to see them get together. You think that the two, I want to say two weird people, but the two people going through some stuff that they deserve to be together. They deserve to get together. You know what I mean? I don't know if it'll be in a sexual way or anything like that. If that's the, I mean, with he building a tent and everything else, I don't know if that's.
Are we talking about Shannon Sharp again?
I've built those tents before, God damn it, myself. I would say.
You're Davy Crockett on the Wild Frontier. I bet you are.
I think we all built those tents. I've built those goddamn tents.
Speaking of shadiness, no, I'm kidding. Tilly comes into play with Fatima. She's knocking on the door. She's like, "Let me inside. I used to lick at the inside of eggshells. You're normal, nothing's bad. Come with me. I'll figure out." Or she says, "You're worried about your baby," and she go, "You want to know about your information about your baby? Let's find out." And that's how that ends.
Yeah. And is that where they got the cards out?
No, this is it's the pre-scene. That's why I'm yada-yadaing it before we get to the cards, the next scene. So Tabitha and Victor's dad are heading to Proto Bottle Tree. This is where we get into the bracelet stuff and the song. I mean, we can talk about the bracelet here too. The song, because the song is a similar thing. The song plays on the radio, the tape that's stuck in the machine. It ends up being Tabitha and Jim's song, and it's also the song that's been stuck that Miranda was obsessed with, Tony. And the bracelet was in the glove compartment. Yep. Give us a little tease or tell us a little bit about this bracelet.
So number one about it, what I'm looking at this situation, I'm starting to think that the songs that are playing on the radio are on that tape that's in his father's car. I think all the songs that we've heard in that radio that play in that radio are on that tape. I think that he's saying is get stuck in the car and everything else. When you look at these things and these bracelets, and you listen to what this woman has said, what they said, he said, not the man, he said that she was the chosen person, and she was able to see all of the other chosen people and see them that they failed. Now, if she's seeing all the other people, and then we see Tabitha as the next chosen person, and she has a bracelet. Miranda made the same bracelet. We would have to assume that the other people have made this bracelet also, and that this bracelet is somehow
connected to
to all these people. And somehow they all make this goddamn bracelet. They all go through the same thing, and they all make this bracelet for whatever reason. This is just the symbol or whatever. They all make the same bracelet, whatever. That being said, when we hear about the chosen people, what we hear here is that they had a dream before they got in there. We haven't heard that from Tabitha, but we've heard that from Miranda. And the only person we also heard that from, to me, that we hear straight up, if you watch my video, is Boyd's wife. Boyd's wife, when she arrives there, she said she had a dream about this place when she was a child before she got there. So I believe that Boyd's wife was also a chosen person. And I think that if Boyd sees that goddamn that bracelet, that he's going to say that his wife made the same exact bracelet also.
Yeah, that Abby, it was Abby, right? Like Abby.
Boyd sees it. I bet you he's going to say, he has seen that his wife made the same one, because I think that's why she was brought there. As I said, Boyd's not meant to be there. They brought him in, and I've heard people say the Elgin thing, and I see it in the chat right now. Elgin had a dream. He had a dream when he got there. These dreams have taken place before they got to this town. When Elgin had his dream, it was in there. When everyone else and Jade has their stuff, it was inside this place. So the key is that it has to have a dream prior, before you get there. All right. So if this theory holds water, and if it does, at some point in the show, maybe next season or something, we're going to have to hear of Tabitha having a dream about this place before she got there. And maybe next season they'll say that, or I don't know when. But if the theory holds water, because they've already said it, we've heard two people who I believe are the chosen say it. We got to hear Tabitha, who is the third, say it, and it'll probably, I don't know. Listen, it don't happen this season. Don't say I'm wrong. It probably gonna happen next season. So, but before it's all said and done, I do believe that, and I do believe that that Boyd sees that bracelet, he's going to say. So somehow all these women are connected and everything, and they're able to see each other. They're able to see everything that happened between everybody who was the chosen. They could see in their past. They could see them fail. They could see each other, because that's what he said. He said that she was able to see all of the people. She was able to see every one of the people who were there before her, right? She was able to see that. So they must have a vision of each other of some sort and everything else. You know what I mean? So it probably would have to be something like that. So I believe that they all have made this bracelet. That is the key to being the chosen, that they all have the ability, whatever. Why? I don't know. Why do people make any bracelets? Whatever. They just make it.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Yeah. And I guarantee that bracelet was probably made out of his father's bootstraps, or his bootstraps, or whatever. It's all the same bracelet and everything else. They all make it. If you look at the family situation here, right, go through them all. Let's look at them real quick. You have Victor, his father, Eloise, and his mother, right? You have the same exact family structure as Tabitha. Tabitha, Jim, you have the girl and Julie, and you have Ethan as Victor. Same structure through the whole thing, right? So when you go through this whole situation and everything else, it seems that everything lines up right down the line. Now, again, that does not help my Boyd's wife's theory, because we don't have the girl there, and I'm pointing that out. We don't have the girl there. But Fatima, that brings me to the Fatima situation. If she was the chosen, then she was meant to be there. The blood of the chosen is in Ellis. Ellis impregnates Fatima with the blood of the chosen, right? And that is maybe how this baby comes out messed up. And that's why they chose Fatima to give birth to this baby, because Ellis is the bloodline of these chosen people.
Interesting. So I guess to get back to it, we go off to the crew with Dale about to shitting on Donna. Okay, so they show up at the location, and Jade. This is where Jade finally snaps. He's like, he can't deal with any of Dale and him have a fun exchange. You and your stupid business, your hoity-toity business. We're doing all the work. You're doing nothing. And Jade goes, "Fuck you! You're an asshole!" and runs off. Jade goes and takes a pee. And we get a graphic pee. Like usually when a character takes a pee, you just hear it. We actually saw the pee in the snow, but whatever. And he turns over and he sees the bloody rocks, and he sees this dude with a beard with that stake, as you mentioned earlier. Mm-hmm. It's the thing he grabs through his eye, and it reaches out to grab him, and the music kicks in. And then we get Dale's perspective coming over as we see nothing's grabbing him, and we see him like pantomiming there. So it's actually, we know for a fact whatever he's seeing is all in his head. It's not actually there.
Yeah, I think that was the purpose of showing that it's not there, that people can't see it, that this is all in his head. It may be able to affect him, but no one else can see these things.
Yep. And then we get to Kenny and Christy, and I love this scene. Is that Kenny he's looking for berries and shit like that. He's working hard to distract himself, and Christy's like trying to trying to like bring up tough stuff. And she's like, so Kenny, I'm here for you if you need me to be here. And he's like, you know what I need you to do is do your fucking job.
Yeah,
and I'm not even messing up. That's what he said.
Listen, Chrissy, you don't want to give the booty up. You're not trying to give me no cheeks. And now all of a sudden you want to act like you're my best. Like nothing's changed. Yeah. Shit's changed, Chrissy.
You're fucking wrong.
Shit's changed. You can't just turn somebody down and then, and women do this. And I ain't getting on all you, but y'all be doing this. Y'all be putting dudes in friend zones. And then when you find that dude like you, then all of a sudden you think after you tell him, I don't see you that way. Like everything's supposed to be the way it was. That's not the way the world works.
Yeah. Kenny put his
fist down. Work like that.
Kenny put his foot down and is like, where's your goddamn bag and do your fucking job.
Go out there, do your thing. You ain't trying to give up no cheeks to me. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. And that's it. Go do your job and don't go. I'm concerned about you and your mother. You ain't that concerned, goddamn it.
Put the fruit in the goddamn basket.
That's right, goddamn it. Don't give me this. Women do that shit all the time, goddamn it. And I appreciate it when you do it to me.
So right on cue, Jade and me too, Tony. Jade and Dale come back in, and Jade's not staying here. I'm going home. I'm going back. I'm going to be more help in the bar, thinking about how to do shit. I'm out of here. And it's a big, intense thing where finally Kenny's like, yeah, let him leave. He can run home in time. He'll make it to the shack at least. I don't give a fuck. And Christy goes after him because she's like, Jade's going in the wrong direction. And she chases after him to kind of tell him he's going in the wrong direction. And he's going after him, and she gets caught in a bear trap. They try to release it, and it rusts off. And then we cut to the next scene with Christy stuck in the bear trap. We'll get back to her in a second.
And this is another thing that I predicted from the trailer video that was Chrissy's foot, and people told me I was wrong. That wasn't Chrissy's foot. It wasn't this, and I told you she had the leg warmers on. I showed you the picture of her by the pool with the leg warmers, and people told me it wasn't her. And Chrissy got some big feet, the actress. All right, you can't miss him. I seen him, so I knew it was her.
I seen it.
I seen it. You can't sneak that shit past me. I'm not saying like olive oil or anything like that. Not that level. But I'm saying she has a bigger foot for a woman, and I'm sure she would admit that. And that is what it is. And she's, that's just what it was. But I called that one too. Told y'all that was what it was going to be, and that's exactly what it is.
So Ethan, the bus driver, and the diner where Boyd comes in. Okay, so she and Boyd are having a convo about, and Ethan is there listening. I mentioned this earlier, the nursery rhyme reference, some exposition about last season. We learn more just about her because we haven't seen her in a while. This is the first time we're catching up with her this season. And and he says, and Boyd says, no matter what, Tony, we're going to find our way to get out of here. Boyd is like, if there's a way, and Ethan goes, no, you don't know that. Ethan's like the troll in the comments. Like, you guys don't know that. Well, we'll find a way home. If there's a way in, there's a way out, Ethan. That makes sense. No, because like that's what T and Chen thought, and now she's dead, and Mom's dead too. Sucks that they're both dead. They thought they were going to go home. What do you think about that, Boyd? And Boyd's just like, whoa, dude.
Yeah, calm down here. All right, go scrub that pot. Get a Brillo pad, boy.
Yeah, he sips some
get a good, Ethan's been on a tear. He's in a tear with Donna. He's ripping people's asses.
Yeah, Ethan is like the roast master.
Yeah, he's roast master right now. He's ripping people's ass. Anytime they try to get it, Ethan is just telling everyone like it's me. He might as well fall on the floor and say it's over. We're all gonna die.
Yeah,
just have it. Get it out of you, Ethan. Get the tantrum out and everything else. Just get it out of you one time so we can be done with it and everything else. He's ripping everybody he goes to.
So we go back over to Chris.
But he ain't messing with the black mama. You see, he didn't say that to Bata. You didn't see. He came and said it to Boyd. Because you know you can't get away with that with a black mother. You can't be running that mouth like that. You can't run your mouth like that. Bata be like, you think you're gonna die? You felt that? You dead? No.
Keep your mouth shut. Christy's fucked. Dale and that. Oh, Tony, we've all been in situations like this where bad shit's going on, and you got a couple people trying to help out the situation, and then you got Dale sitting there watching it from afar, going, "Yeah, what you're doing is wrong. You get that thing over there." Like Dale is such a true person, and Kenny and Jade are arguing, and Dale's talking shit. It's a tense situation. Dale and Jade go to try to get. Jade's like, I got an idea, and he goes and runs to go get something. So we go off to Tilly and Fatima, and here we go is the tarot card stuff as we're getting towards the end of the episode. Tilly and Fatima, she's going to do a tarot reading. Fatima's like, what the hell is wrong with you? You kooky, I don't have time for your kooky Tilly shtick with your baddie goofy bullshit. And we see Elgin finally sleeping, and Tilly's like, wait, you think my shit's she like cuts her off. That's not just what I am. I've been through a lot of stuff. These cards represent who I am. They helped me learn about my cancer. They helped me learn about this place. I learned about a lot of things. And I just wanted to share that with you. So fuck you. And finally, Fatima's like, okay. And someone named Gertie gave her these cards, and she got them when she was in the hospice with her husband.
And gonna have to put the Gertie name in AI.
Yeah, Gertie was in there too. And then as she's about starting to read, a crow flies through the window, stops them from reading, breaks in the window, flies around, and eventually runs into a wall and dies. Tony, what the hell's going on here?
Let me see what Gertie means.
Let's see what's good. But yeah, the crow flies in, and it's a really tense, intense kind of moment.
Gertie means strong spear.
Strong spear.
Strength, spear of strength.
Huh.
It's dramatic, which means spear, and perp, which means strength. Gertie is also a variant name of Gertrude. Right? All right. So there we go. For all you AI people, look up the name. This is what's going on here with Fatima. Let me.
The tarots and the crows and all of this, Tony.
Yes.
Save us.
People said, what was the bottom card on it? I do believe that was a devil card on the bottom. When I looked at it close, it looked like the behemoth, the devil card that was on the bottom of the deck when Tilly showed it before she shuffled it, before Fatima shuffled it the last time. It was a devil card. You don't see the bottom of the deck after that. I really can't. I'm not going into the magic aspect of it because I don't think it is. I think it's a red herring. But I have no doubt to say that my man Terran Matthew said this was going to happen. He predicted it was going to happen. And God damn it, it did happen. Yep. Right? So maybe he's right. And I'm just going to stay on the science tip with it. You know what I mean? Pause. But I just think that, but he said it, and it could be right because as soon as they put those cards out there and everything else, something else happened in there and all that. So I really can't say. All I can do is tell you that it was a devil card on the bottom.
Yeah, and whether it's something to do with that being put down or something to do more with the someone watching and sending that bird in, like Blood Raven was watching the whole time, and he sent one of his crows in to stop the situation. There's some crazy shit going on in that scene, and I can't wait to pick apart more what's happening there. And when it's sketchy, Tilly is around, Tony.
Yes.
And the next scene is Jade and Dale pulling apart one of the totem things, which is totem things, which is stupid, but you had to do it, I guess, to save Christy here. And Dale is like, are you sure? And Jade is like, it's, whatever, we gotta do it. And as you said before, Dale's like, yeah, I have a bad feeling about that. Whatever he said in that moment, he's like, this is not a good idea. We go over to Chrissy and Kenny, and she's like giving him the you're not alone stuff. And there's some major points in this episode for my Kenny's going to get some ass eventually thing, because in this moment, she's not telling Kenny, make sure you tell Marielle, whatever her name is, that I say goodbye and I love her. She's worrying about Kenny. She's worried about Kenny, and Kenny's getting points in this episode. So Kenny's like, he's like, don't worry about any of that. You're going to be fine. And she's like, I heard what your mom said to Boyd, you're never going to be alone. Tell me you're never going to be alone. And
we're having debates about the card now. Now, Taryn is saying, in his opinion, he thought that it was a justice card. I thought it was the devil card when I looked at it, and someone else said it was a different card. Someone else said it was a queen card. I believe that it was the devil card, but I will take a look again at it. I'm not a card expert. I'll take a look at it. But when I looked at it, it did look like the devil card because with the hand up and everything else, could be the justice card, could be something else. So we'll see what it is and stuff like that. You see that just because on the bottom of the deck doesn't matter until Fatima shuffles because she has to touch the card.
Interesting.
100%. So maybe it was a justice card. I thought it was a devil's card, but someone's saying high priestess. I think y'all just throwing stuff in there now.
so Jade and Dale come back and they get Christy out of there. She gets out and she starts screaming. Christy is a badass. She starts screaming medical things. She's like, you got to set my leg right here. And then random dude with the beard shows up for another vision for Jade. And this time, I mentioned this earlier, he's drinking from the skull of Jay or a fucking Mormon, like Carl Tanner, and sipping that blood, Tony, dripping all over his face. And he offers some to Jade, and Christy snaps him out of it and says, and they run back to the cabin with the talisman and take Christy back. But you talked a little bit about it earlier. You're just starting to dig into what you think the significance of the skull drinking blood thing. You don't really do you have a take on that yet?
I don't right now. I would have to really think of it. It just seems like anytime there's some blood thing and drinking of blood is usually some type of ritual. It's usually people don't just say, hey, drink some blood. Usually people are some type of ritualistic thing. They hand it to one person, hand it to the other person, and drink the blood. So I think that way. The devil card means transformation, I do believe.
Interesting.
Which makes more sense for it to be the devil card than any other card if it does mean transformation.
So we only have 2 more scenes left in the episode, I believe. The first one is Randall in the bus. He's being attacked by invisible cicadas, and people didn't want to see the cicadas again, but I thought they were used good here to kind of show the horror that Randall's dealing with on an everyday basis. Boyd comes in and he's like, hey, dude, what's up? And he offers to trade houses. He's like, I want to trade houses with him. I want to stay out in the bus tonight and keep an eye on these guys.
Taryn lost the bet to the Don Tony Teflon. He has lost the bet to the Don Tony Teflon. Terrence's a man of his word, so I know he will concede. He lost the bet. I think we don't need next episode to concede he lost. Right? We don't have to wait for that. Right? You can see he lost, and we have other bets, but this one goes to the Don. Round 1 for the Don. Round 1 for the Don, baby. Round 1 for the Don.
So Boyd is gonna stay in the bus one night, and Randall's still an asshole. So in our final scene of the episode, Tabitha and Victor are driving back, and Victor's dad Henry are driving back. She's getting a bit car sick. He offers her some crackers, and she finds the bracelet, as Tony was talking about, the bracelet in the glove compartment. And he's like, oh yeah, Miranda made that. Tabitha's like, this can't be real. And she snaps. She's like, this is all too perfect. You had me until this moment right now. This is a step too far. The song, the bracelet, you're freaking out. No. Pull this car over. I got to get out. We're not, please. And this was a really good line read by the actress. She said, we're not really in Camden, Maine. Just the horror in her voice as she said that was very horror movie. We're not really in Camden, Maine. And the dude is like, what's going on? I have no clue what's going on here. And she's like, let me out of the car. And she goes to get out of the car. And he just goes, you can't do it. Don't leave. My son is alive. You can't tell me this. And he goes to like slam the door on her so she can't get out of the car. But the car slips ahead a little bit and drives forward and gets smacked by another car. And then we flash immediately onto the ambulance, and they're talking. And they say Henry's probably going to make it. He's okay. And you're the lunchbox lady from the hospital. We've been looking for you. And the ambulance stops. There's a tree in the middle of the road, and they're back in Fromville, Tony. And that's the end of our episode.
And not only did I tell you, let's go through it. I was wrong a little bit on this theory, only a little bit. I said that she was going to go to Victor's father's house. And while she was in the basement, Victor's father would call the cops on her.
Yep.
And then she would get arrested. And then they put her in the ambulance because they would have been looking for her. And they were. And that's why they would have the cop back there. That's why they did. Right? I said that. It turned out, and she would return to Fromville. I said specifically that the ambulance driver would drive and say, there's a tree in the road. And then Tabitha would be like, oh, we back. That's exactly what happened. So part of it was wrong, but most of it was right. I'm taking the win on that motherfucker right now. I'm taking the win on it. I'm taking a win on it. You know what I mean? Without a shot of that. You know what I'm saying? I made that up on I made that up on Real Enigmas and Theories live stream. I made that's when I made that theory up and everything else. You know what I mean? Look at this goddamn Block Cooper. Whatever, buddy. whatever, and everything else, But that's what it is, and everything else, and all that good stuff,
Should we catch up? We got a quick voicemail here that we got. Let's play this one.
Oh, Tony and Phil, love the podcast, guys. Let me tell you, this episode was crazy again. So what's up with these hallucinations, man? Like, Jade and Randall having them. Jade wasn't even involved in all that stuff last season, though. That's why it's a little confusing to me.
No, he was having visions in like.
Oh wait, man, sorry. I'm kind of excited, low-key excited. Victor is going to see his daddy. Is it really going to happen, or do you think Victor's dad didn't make it? All right, thanks, guys.
First off, on the Victor's dead, they're definitely going to make it. I think he's going to make it. On the visions thing, he didn't have like the cicada visions, Jade, last year, but Jade did have visions when he was in the tunnel, right? Like when he was in the tunnel, this isn't the first time he's seen things. So they've been screwing with Jade, I think, the whole time, unless I'm misremembering, right? Jade has actually seen visions before, right?
Yeah. Jade has seen visions before, and I think you don't bring Victor's father back for them not to have Victor and his dad run into each other. It makes no sense. I didn't think he'd be in there. I had no idea. I did not predict that he would be in there, but I knew that was going to be Tabitha in there. Obviously, I used the references from the other stuff from the episodes and everything else to prove, but in the end, it is what it is and stuff like that. So I'm taking that win.
Let's take this call. Area code 305. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
who's this?
315. That's the Utica area.
Oh, 305.
Oh, 305.
Hey, it's Mika.
Oh, hey, Mika. What's going on,
Mika? Phil, real quick. I got to take care of something. It's probably going to take me like 5 minutes. I'm going to need you to hold this down for these.
Oh, no worries. I'll take some comments and talk to Mika here.
All right.
Hi, Mika.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, great show. I miss you guys. I've been out of town and doing some personal things, but I'm back, and I'm sorry I haven't been paying attention and stuff. But
oh no, you're all good.
Go ahead.
No, I said you're all good.
Cool. So, I want to say my theory or what I think, but I don't know if you guys have talked about it already. I don't want to repeat myself, but I just want to say, I bought a shirt. I got Tony's book, and
awesome.
I'm all in to support your channel and Tony's channel. And I just miss you guys. I just wanted to say hi.
Oh, thank you, Mika. We love you, and thank you for all the support you give me and Tony, and how much you spread the word. Everyone, if everyone spread the word as much as you, Tony and I would be in amazing shape. So thank you so much, Mika, for all the love you give.
You're welcome. And keep up good work, okay?
Thank you, my friend.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Peace.
All right, babe.
Thank you, Mika, very much. Let's jump in the live chat and take some comments from any of you guys. Is that a tree in the road, a faraway tree, has been asked? I don't think the tree in the road is a faraway tree. I do think the tree that gets blocked there, that stops them in the road, I think you teleport in. At least that's my thought of there. You get, and the tree is just always there to block it, but I don't think that is a specific bottle tree that you go through personally. That is what I think. Let me make sure I got to all these super chats that Tony had. Luna says, do you think that Tabitha would have had a vision do you think Tabby would have had a vision if she had reached the tree in town? That is a question I'm wondering, Luna. That's a good question. And I was mentioning that to Tony earlier, and I'd love to get his take on that later as well. If Tabitha reached the tree in town, would something have happened? Is that a key to something? And was the ambulance or was the car accident something that actually was orchestrated in some way? That to get them in that moment to stop them from reaching the original bottle tree. I don't know. I mean, Miranda was at that bottle tree before, then made it to Fromville and didn't save the kids. So I don't know if there's too much significance in it, but I do think it's interesting that they were a block away and Henry's like, well, we're right there. Let's get there. And that's when the car accident happened and set them back. So there may be something to that. Blessed Life says, I think the tree in the road is a faraway tree because it's always shoots the scene under the tree and then they pan out to the rest of everything around it. I mean, it could absolutely be. That's one of the cool things about this show. It's one of those anything is possible situations. Let me jump into the other live chat. Tabitha did didn't really learn anything since Glenn Carter. Very anticlimactic to have her just come out in 3 episodes, and Jade's hallucinations are old and played out. I sound grumpy. What? I'm so dumb. I didn't realize there were 2 chats going on. Glues, Guns N' Roses, thank you so much for popping in my little chat. Larissa says, Sarah says, do you want to come in? And I was like, dang, Victor, we'll get slayed before Kenny does. I think Victor and Sarah are going to be a very fun pair of interesting people together. I love both of their energies, and I like that they will be together. Let's see what this one. How's Teflon? There we go. Wait, the tree in town has the symbol Jades. It does. Wait, I'll have to look for that one. That is very interesting. I did not see that, but I will have to look for that. How do the cars? Okay, Owens, that's one of those things that I hope they do come back to at some point. We have seen the car graveyard. And I want to know if we'll come back to the car graveyard. There's several geographical locations that we've popped into at different times this season or throughout the 3 seasons. And I hope that we do get back to that particular one because there are lots of cars there. And I think that is a good depiction of how many people have been in town when you see how many cars have actually been there, to keep some sort of log on how long and how many years of cars and people have been there for all these times. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, no, it's a theory. Okay, it's a theory. Well, the tree in town is okay, it's a tree about them. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like they're getting attacked by crows. Back to that crow thing of popping in there and stopping the reading. As I mentioned earlier, I personally think something was listening or something didn't want Fatima to know what was going on. And the tarot cards had some sort of answers for her in that moment. Like Tilly would have been able to tell her some particular information in that moment. And she didn't want to, or whatever it was listening or whatever was listening in my mind, wanted to stop that from happening and sent in the crow. And as I said, maybe Bloodraven, possibly Bloodraven. Did Jade just activate a new zombie thing? I think they're between time and space. The monsters are killing. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping in other people's comments. Tilly says tarot cards played a pretty big role in my life, says Taryn, at a critical juncture and told me about this place. Maybe not in so many words, but the signs were all there if I knew how to read them. Absolutely. She said it told her about her sickness and not in so many words, and that she's getting better at reading them. She's a lot better than she used to. And there's also connected to the hospice situation as well. So I think that's very cool. Elgin, yeah. Elgin, was Elgin's sleep in that moment affecting the crow? Was he the one controlling that crow? I don't know. Let's get what Taryn says here. Tilly discusses how weird it is for Fatima not believing in tarot cards when there are so many other crazy things happening on the show. Perhaps if to say so, maybe tarot card theories aren't too crazy. And that's one of those things it's not a pet peeve necessarily, but it is a trope in some shows where it's like there's crazy other stuff going on there. And then someone in town's like, I don't believe that. There's monsters hunting us at night. There's talismans that keep people up. But, tarot cards, that's a step too far for me. So I like that Tilly called her out on her bullshit in that moment. Luna with a super chat. Thank you, Luna. Those Anakui kids must have bled on those rocks. Maybe that's why they appear so white before they died. They were kept in those cabins before the bleeding. Also, the skull was small, like a child's head. Oh, so maybe the blood that they were drinking was the blood of an Anakui child? Possibly. And thank you for your donation, Luna. And thank you for all the support here. And thank you to everyone in the live chat. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to Teflon TV. If you're over in Phil the Issues Guy, make sure you subscribe to Tony. If you're over in Tony, subscribe to me. Make sure you support both channels. Yes. We're getting Tony to 100,000 very soon. We get me to 20 pretty soon too. And let's do this stuff. And also,
Elgin. Nathan will be here. Elgin, the actor who plays out. He'll be in a second.
Awesome. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll hold it down. Go through these super chats. We'll take them from the bottom up. All right, now Luna says those and the Kuichos may have blood. Oh, you said that one already. But yeah, maybe they bled on the rocks. It seems that these rocks were definitely put there. Not put there, but the red was painted there for a reason. So again, it could be a symbol, some type of ritual that's going on there and everything else. I'm not sure, but something definitely. It's not random. They put them there for a reason. They made them red for a reason. If it's just going to be any other rocks, they would just left the rocks there. But they wanted these to be read for a reason, for us to notice them. So something is going on with them. JR, thank you for the super chat. Luna, again, do you think Tabby would have a vision? Would have had a vision if, do you think Tabby would have had a vision if she had reached the tree in the town? I think, in my theory, for the visions would have had to occur before she got to town. That's what it's seen the chosen. But I think the chosen, so I believe Abby's a chosen. They had visions of this town before they got there. So it would have to be before that. Vanessa says, I just bought my second copy of book. I think it will make a great Halloween gift. Well, thank you. And you bought another copy, so we'll give away another one to someone who ask a question and give away a copy of the book to you right now. Mika gifted another membership. Thank you so much. I think that's all the super chats. So let's give away another copy. Again, you got to wait until you see Teflon like that in the chat. It's only going to count if it comes after that, because I know that things are delayed and everything else and all that. So it has to be after you see the Teflon. So let me get the Teflon up. We'll give away another copy of this book, my book. All right. I appreciate all the things right now. All right. Let me think of a question real quick to ask y'all. And our guest is here. I see him in the background. Let's bring him in real quick. We're gonna have the people waiting. I don't know. We'll do that later on. Joining us now is the one, the only, my man 50 Grand, my man Nate Dogg's up in the building, rocking with us right now. You know him as Elgin, the one, the only, Nathaniel D. Simmons. What's going on, bro?
What's up? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Hear you loud and clear.
Y'all hear me good?
Yep. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for rocking with us, man. Truly appreciate the support and everything else and all that good stuff, man.
No problem, man. No problem.
That is what it is. Again, y'all can call in and everything else and ask you a question and all that. So let's go on with Elgin real quick. This season, Elgin, your character. We just seen the episode sleeping. The bird flies through. He has a bird on his shirt. It crashes. It wakes him up. He's having trouble sleeping. Has he been having trouble sleeping since the drowning incident? Is that where it's from, to take it from the drowning incident? He has not been able to sleep a good night's sleep since then.
Hold on 1 second. I'm having a hard time hearing you. Let me just 1 second there. 1 second. Sorry, hello, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we can hear you.
A little bit. Hold on, it's okay. I'm gonna jump back in here on my phone. 1 second. I'm in a hotel, so
all right.
Yeah,
no worries.
The Wi-Fi is a bit wonky. Let me jump right back in here on my phone. All right,
no problem.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back, everybody. Hold on 1 second.
All right. He'll be right back. Little technical difficulties. Usually we work this out beforehand and everything else. And again, you can call in and say what up to him and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I think he was getting us on a delay, like we were probably coming in a few seconds later for him or something.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like it was and stuff. He'll be right back and all that good stuff and everything else and rocking with us. And we have other people rocking with us this year, man. So make sure you definitely subscribe. You know what I mean? It's not just the Don Tony Teflon's channel. Go over to Fill the Issues, guys. Subscribe. Take 2 seconds to do it right now. Go over there. Let's get we have 400 people in here, man. Let's just say 300 aren't subscribed. Run over to Fill the Issues, guys channel. Let's 300 people. Let's 300 people.
That's like my whole subscriber base, Tony. Like, come on,
let's go over there and hit the subscribe button, and you still be right here. So it'll take 2 seconds. Boom, hit that button and subscribe to Fill the Issues channel, guys channel and stuff like that. We will be. Glue Gun said I'm going back to Phil's chat. The chats are shared, so we can see them both. But can they see them both? Or you can all see the chats no matter what chat you're in. You'll be able to see.
No, for them it's actually 2 separate chats.
Oh, is it 2 separate chats?
Yeah.
That's not good.
There's the fast one and the slow one. But yeah.
Yeah, you go back over there if you
wish. Go to the slower one. Go to the
you can see over here whichever one you want to do, and everything else depending on. I thought you could see both chats and stuff. That's the way it should be.
Winter. No one wants to. Tony, last week after we went, I wanted to finish my drink, and I ended up going live with 2 hours of drunk karaoke. No one wants that again, Winter.
What did Sonic your boy say? Is a T, will your book be covered on Reading Rainbow? I would wish it was. I would love LeVar Burton.
Yeah, LeVar Burton, that'd be amazing.
It was a little bit darker than that, so I don't know if he'll be able to do that. All right, so let me go through the. But then wait a second. Then they can't see the Teflon that I put in. This will go on both chats when we put it in.
They can see what we put on the screen, but I don't think they can see.
So
not necessarily.
All right, let's bring them back in. What's going
on?
Night,
how are you doing? All
right, that's what's better. Everything's better, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think this is my computer. Yeah, but yeah, everything's better, man.
So the question I was asking was, can we safely say that Elgin has not had a good chance to sleep since this incident with the bathtub situation?
Yes, that's absolutely true. I think that's it to say. He hasn't slept, since the bathtub situation. Since I think everyone else is finding, the way to get back to sleep, and he's still struggling, And it seems like every single time he gets a little bit of shut eye, there's something else going on that woke him up, as you've seen from the last episode.
Yeah,
the bird flying through the window.
Every time it's like as soon as you find a chance to doze off, then something got to happen. And I don't want to say. I mean, I'm just saying that then Tilly always around this shit, man. Tilly around this a lot.
Listen, she pulled those tarot cards up, man. Pull the tarot cards up, and it's just start going left.
Yeah, as soon as she pulled the cards out, even you would teach, your character was teaching her how to crochet.
Yeah.
That it just seems Tilly's character seemed to be close, but it just seems, when you have the dream, Tilly's in the dream with you. When you see this creature, I don't know. We don't have a name for this creature. We're calling her. What we calling her? The kimono lady. The kimono lady is what we're calling her because we don't have a name for her. And she comes out to you and she says straight up, yeah, I believe so. And she comes up and she says, she looks scary. And then she comes out there and she puts her hands on your face. To me, that didn't seem to be it was like she wasn't trying to choke you. It seemed like she put her hands on your face, like this. It didn't seem like she was like she was coming to get you at that time. It's something you probably cannot answer and stuff, but that's what it seemed like to me. But what I want to know is that we've seen Kenny get a lot more dialogue, a lot expanding his role and everything else. Like in this season, we've seen a bunch of actors. Do we get to see Elgin in an expanded role this season? Do you get a lot more stuff to do yourself, or is it because you've only been here and there and there? Do you get an expanded role like Kenny to work your acting chops in this?
In a way, I think I do. I feel this season as an actor it was challenging in many ways. It also allowed me to approach, as you see in the later episodes. I get to approach different situations that I never had a chance to approach it so far as Elgin, which is really good. And just even in the space of playing around, with the circumstance that he hasn't slept for a while, you know what I mean, and how that makes him feel, and how that those circumstances in that situation of like not being able to sleep anymore, how is it making him like move around and communicate with people? I think it was also a good exploration for me as an actor. Yeah.
All right, Phil.
Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you some From stuff, but speaking of an actor, I know you have a lot of history of working on the stage. So when you're working on a show like this, do you block out time to be able to work to do some theater shows and stuff like that throughout a year, or do you find it more difficult to do it now? And how do you approach the craft differently with both things, or is it kind of the same sort of thing?
That's a good question. I mean, me personally, I try to at least do at least one theater show if I can, you know, but work is fickle sometimes. But I try to do like one theater show a year. I feel like that's some of the, for me, one of the best places to actually like practice anything or learning. Like you can go to classes and stuff, but I find the theater you get that instant gratification. It's like, oh shoot, wait, that worked, you know, like that worked. I like that, like a little juggy. But yeah, if I can, I'll do that. But I honestly with From too, and I told a few, you know, friends of mine who are in the stage, I'm like, what I love about this set is that it really does feel like it's you know, like it's a rehearsal, you know, like it feels like it's theater rehearsal. It doesn't ever feel like we're going, like I never feel like I'm going on to do this show. This it, you know, it feels very much like what you give. Like Jack is very interested in like what you have to offer him, you know, and he'll play in that environment. And that feels much more like it's like maybe more like a tech run or a dress rehearsal. Yeah, and that's what I like about it. It's something I'm used to, you know. It's much more something that I've always been used to of it.
Yeah,
and
that alive feeling of like it's just constantly moving, and I bet that comes from Harold. I mean, Oz was very much like that, and he kind of trickles that down probably.
Oh, absolutely. He says what he says to me all the time. It's like, just you know, just to be here, man. I'm here with you. That's something he told me on like one of my first days I worked with him. He was like, hey, I'm here. It's just me and you. You know, just me and you right here, and that's something that stuck with me. You know, it's us. That's all that matters. It's us. It's what it's our relationship, the character relationship we're going through right now. Just it's, you know, like everything else. I'm sorry for my language. Screw everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Please say whatever the fuck you want, whenever the fuck you want. All right, listen, the phone line is open. If you want to ask him a question, don't be shy. Get on the phone line. He's here to hear from you. That's the reason why we have him here tonight, is to hear from you. You know the number. If you don't know the number, please put it in the chat so you can ask him a question. How was it meeting Harold, like, for the first time? I'm sure you've seen him and stuff and everything else and all that. I mean, to me, like I look at him like you know, like Omar from The Wire. You know what I mean? He was it's someone I would have loved to meet. And you actually got a chance. Like, he's iconic to me like that from his older stuff he's done. How was it to meet him in person?
Oh man, I mean, like for me, one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time was like Best Man Holiday, right? So for me, it was terrifying when I first met him, right? Yeah, I watched that so many times as a kid. Like I don't know, it was weird. It was like seeing a ghost or something. And then I was expecting him to have like an ego, and I was scared to talk to him. But then, like, you know, he's one of the most genuine and nice people you could meet. It doesn't matter who you are, like he'll talk to you like you know him forever, and that's like it's incredible for me. You know, I feel blessed to be able to, like, you know, meet him and then get to work with him. Like, that's just, yeah, I could retire tomorrow and I'll be happy. You know, yeah.
We have our first caller. This is Mika. Wanted to say hi again. Mika, you are on.
Hey, Mika. Yes, I remember you this time. See, I remember you.
Hey. Hi, Tony. I saw Nathan. You remember me?
How you doing? I do. I remember you. Yeah, I remember you. How you doing?
You do? Aw. I'm good. I'm so happy to be on the show and say hi to you. You're doing great. I want to see more of you on season 3. I hope you got more in store for us.
I got a little bit more. A few more scenes, yeah.
How you look so different in a year?
I don't know. Skin routine, I guess. No. I know I like rocking my beard and stuff, and I try to I differentiate myself from Elgin and stuff like that, because there's a lot of heavy emotional stuff sometimes I gotta carry me, so I try to walk differently. I'm also trying to, I'm in the gym a lot more right now too, like actually lifting weights. Which is, I think, also added to it. When I'm on the From show, I don't really lift weights because I feel like I get too stiff, but like outside, like I'm back in the gym working out, so maybe that's it too. I don't know.
Oh, you look great. I have another question. I was, Googling you. Was your dad or your granddad a preacher, a pastor?
Yeah, my daddy. He's a pastor. Yeah, has his own church, Yeah, bless him.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm my dad.
A hard time hearing you, but I just wanted to say I'm a big fan, and I think you're doing great, and I hope to see more of you. And I love Tony and Phil. And good luck to you and all you do.
Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's probably my setup. Don't worry about it. Nathan, I was wondering, like, when you get the scripts for at the beginning of the season? Do you get sides for each episode, or do you get like a season outline? How much do you know about what's going to go on in the whole season at the beginning of this, or do you just get your scenes essentially?
I get first 2 episodes usually. Usually I get the first 2 episodes, and that's it. That's it. First 2 episodes, and it's like, wow. Okay, where we going from here?
You get the first 2 episodes that you're in, or just the first 2 episodes all around? You get the whole script
that I'm in. So like, if I'm not in episode 1, I won't get episode 1. If I'm in episode 3, I don't get 1 or 2. I only get episode 3. So I'm waiting around. And then when you see episode 3, I'm like, what's going on here? Like, I have no idea. Where are we? Wait, what's happening? An ambulance? So.
Mm-hmm. Do you get like, because we had we had Elizabeth on, that Liz, that both go by Liz.
Really? Yeah.
T and Chen, and she talked about them communicating to her that she was going to pass away, and how it affected her. Do you get nervous, like when you read these episodes? You like, they gonna take me out this episode, like when they gonna come to you before? You just gotta read that, like, oh my god, I gotta read it so I can take it out.
Yeah, and listen, like when was it? I think it was last year. I don't know, one episode I read, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gone for sure. Like, there's no possible way. I really feel like I'm done. And I just came to terms with it, because I felt like, I think what it'll be like a week before the episodes come, you get a phone call, and so I try to not be. I think I kind of like assume I'm going when I see a little bit, like a little line that sounds like, oh shoot, there's no way that I can make it through this right now. But I think you're on mute, Phil.
No, he's screening the call, making sure.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, no, it's. I try to assume I'm gonna die if I think so, because they give you like a week, and it's like you gotta come to terms with Jesus before it, right? So, yeah, you get maybe a week, yeah, but yeah. And with Liz too, that was I remember that day was sad. I remember I cried. It was bad, man. Watching it back, I cried. Every time I watch episode 1 and 2, I cried, because I think I found out at I think we had like a cast dinner when we first showed up, and yeah, that was sad. She's one of the most nice people I know, right? So
yeah. Now when you if you're not on the episode, are you allowed to be on the set? Or
yeah,
good question, Ty.
Yeah, I don't know if they like it, but yeah, you can go. Don't like that annoyed, but yeah, you go into something. I know Cortion and Ricky do it all the time. They just show up. I know this year they're like riding ATVs or some weird thing. Yeah.
That's what I be doing. I be on the set every day. They're like, you ain't here to work. I said, I'll be here on my own time.
Listen, I'm serious. Like, you finish, I go right back to set. But I got to make sure I sign out. That's the thing. I got to sign out. And then I can go anywhere I want to. But yeah, you can go. Yeah, go, as actors, we can go on set anytime, it's also beautiful, because everybody I think has a great relationship with each other, right? Like, if anyone were to work on the set, I think you understand why we say it's a family, because it really does feel like that. Like the cast, the crew, like everyone is just.
Wait, I coined the new term, familia.
Familia, the familia. I like that. Hey, our familia. I like that too.
Yeah,
familia.
Nice to that family.
Familia. Familia. Yeah. But it is like this year. I hope we do it next year too. We did something called Grizz Fest. Yeah, it's based off of one of the camera operators. I think ACAM. His name's Grizz, and he had this festival. Like, it's just like in a local legion or whatever. We had live music playing. Everyone just got together, drinking, dancing. We had karaoke. It was wonderful, man. Like, awesome. Yeah. It is a familia.
That's what it is. That's what I'll send you one of these shirts. I'm gonna send you one.
Oh, please. I like that.
But the way you describe that is kind of very comparative to what you were saying, like a tech rehearsal or like a theater event where everyone's hanging out. They want to kind of be watching and everybody, instead of going, I did my part. See you guys later. I'll be in the trailer. Where they actually want to be a part. And be a part.
Yeah. For sure, like especially days when I see Scott on, like I love how watching Scott work. I love watching Scott work. And when Scott's on, like I'm like, oh, he's on today. Shoot, okay, I'm not going home. I'm staying until everyone wrap. I'm just gonna watch him.
Yeah.
Him and Robert too. Robert's another person I love watching.
Know that. Make sure y'all call in. You know the number. Call in. He wants to hear from you. He doesn't just want to hear from us. We know that you're a singer. We know Scott's got a band. Heard his music and stuff. Have y'all ever had a chance to jam out together? Or what?
Not yet, man. I want to though. I really want to. I'm surprised. Maybe next year we'll do something like Grizz Fest. I know AJ's a singer. Oh, if you're on Instagram, AJ just posted a story yesterday. That boy can sing.
Who is it?
AJ? He can do everything. AJ? Oh my gosh, he can do everything. Sing, dance, act. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. He sing, play guitar. Man, that boy got some voice on him. I can't lie.
You guys got these hidden talents of the cast members. Like, let's go through them that you know.
Okay. AJ can sing. I know that. Ricky can sing a bit. Honestly, Ricky, he's on a Disney show where he was singing. You know, I forget the name of it, but he got a voice on him. Harold can sing and dance, which is crazy. Who else? Oh, Pega got a voice of an angel. Pega, we sing a lot together too. Pega has a voice of an angel. Hannah thinks she can sing. Yeah, Hannah thinks she can sing.
Hannah thinks she can, but she can't. But
no, she can't.
She take it though. That's good.
That's all I said. No, hey, clip this part. Hannah can sing. Hannah can sing.
There we go.
Yeah.
You guys should do like one of those like Buffy and Scrubs did, like a musical episode. You know, where everyone.
I want to. Yeah, that'd be so fun. I really want to. That'd be like the best thing ever. Someone talk to John. Someone tell John like we should do a musical episode.
Yeah, writers.
Oh, even the showrunner, the writer, John Griffin can sing. John, he can sing amazing. John, yeah.
I mean, there could be a spot that someone has a guitar in Colony House and one of y'all just start singing. It's easy to put
Bring
that
in.
You know, what other hidden talents do we know that we don't know about the cast that you know of? Any other hidden
Oh my gosh. Oh, Chloe. Chloe is an incredible dancer. As well as Avery. Avery is also like incredible. Unbelievable. I feel like yeah.
We have a caller, Gabrielle from area code 347. You're on the air, Gabrielle.
What's up? Calling from New York.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's up?
I feel like this has been a burning question. I wanted to know from Nathan, like, who is someone that you haven't had a lot of screen time with that you're hoping to get screen time with, or like an arc that with another person that you'd like to work with?
Scott McCorm. Yeah, Scott McCorm. So, absolutely. Scott is, I think he's a gem. I watching him, you know, watching his process and watching what he does on screen. It's, oh, did I just drop out?
No, you're here. We got you.
No idea what just happened. Oh, yeah, no, was watching Scott. I haven't done much with Scott, and I love, and also Liz, if I can do too. Liz is someone else that I really would like to do a good scene with. Yeah.
I think you will, because we heard Victor say he didn't like you when he first seen you.
Fingers across.
Right off the back.
I don't like that.
You see him, I don't like that. So I think you will eventually get a scene with Scott. Scott mad cool, living in New York himself and all that good stuff. So
for sure.
Got nothing but love for Scott and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anything else, caller?
No, well, hopefully you do get that. That sounds really cool. Thank you for answering.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in. Thank you so much.
Don't be afraid to call in. Y'all be calling in. Now you have a chance to call in and speak. So you love to work with Scott, you know, and Liz, if you get a chance to do a lot more scenes with them and everything else. I know Liz is also a acting coach herself and everything else. Have you learned anything from any of these actors that helped you in your craft?
Oh my God, yeah, I learned so much. Oh boy. I think being present, I'm going to keep harping on that, because that's one thing that seems like all of the top people have, is being present, and also like just follow your impulses like to the moon. You know what I mean? Like, and one thing I learned from David, I say as well, David, I want to do a scene with David too. And one thing I learned, that I take with every, you know, any show I'm doing. Like right now, I'm working on a little, a low budget, like sitcom. A friend of mine in an amazing comedian, Jonathan Torrance, here at Nova Scotia, made. I'm working on it. And I'm trying to take this advice David come, which is like, when you come to set, come like you're only going to do one take. You know what I mean? Like, put that amount of effort into it. Like you're gonna do one take. And yeah, those are things like I learned. I'm sorry I'm around so many experienced actors that I can pick up so much off of. Yeah.
That is great that you're able to. You know what I mean, Phil?
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna put the call-in number down there.
All right.
990.
All right. And so it seems that these monsters has stepped their game up this season.
Yeah.
You know, the trickery and the barn and everything else. Is that something that we're gonna see more of?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
I just doing it. What's going on?
You good? You good?
This hotel hates you, Nathan.
Yeah, it absolutely hates me. I'm talking to myself. All right.
Was it like, I don't want to, how can I say it? Are we going to see more of what we've seen from the monsters this season?
Yeah, man. I think this is a crazy season. I feel like I'm gonna say that. Like it's a crazy season. Yeah. I won't say too much, but I feel like the monsters are getting a really good representation this season, especially. Yeah.
And will we have, I don't want you to say too much at all. Will we have, even if it's the slightest, any more clarification on the kimono lady?
I think a little bit. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can speak for myself, but it could be just me diving deep. But I feel like I think people will be satisfied. I feel like some information gets put out there. I believe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. We got somebody, Phil?
Yes, we do. We got area code 616. Welcome to the show, 616.
Hey, 616.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, Nathan.
Hey.
So I was calling because I wanted to say I'm loving your performance, and you are acting, okay? Because the next girl goes through that window. Very cultural accurate was your response. Your response was very culturally accurate. I was scared too. I felt that. So, I was calling to ask because, your character, he sees a lot. Like, he has a lot of visions and a lot of different things is going on. I can't really correlate, what the messages that he's getting. So can you tell a little bit what you think those messages are? Or what is Elgin feeling in this moment when he's seeing all these different things?
I don't even think Elgin knows what the message he's getting yet is. I feel like it's just all come at him so fast. He's still trying to figure it out. And one of the dilemmas I think Elgin's going through is like he's constantly like retroactively trying to figure out what any visions he's getting are and what they mean. Like he's trying to find meaning for them. To also like dictate his purpose and stuff. So I think part of Elgin right now, at least the character, is him trying to figure out. So I'm trying to articulate this. I think it's him trying to figure out like what these messages or these visions that he had, what they mean, and also at the same time trying to figure out what he can do to help other people in the town. Yeah.
That is what it is. All right. So the ladies want to know. So I'm gonna ask it for them. All right. That's not me. Paul.
Yeah.
The ladies want to know: are you a single man?
Who asking all these questions? Say I'm a single man.
Are you a single man? They want to know: are you single out here?
No. Last year maybe, but this year no. I'm cuffed up, man. I got a nice, beautiful Bahamian woman. I'm in love. I'm loving her right now. Yeah. Yeah, her name is Ira Motree. If you want to look up, but yeah, beautiful.
That is
probably watching. I know she probably watching too, and I love you, baby. That's what I'm saying.
Listen, that is the most beautiful thing in the world.
Congratulations!
Yes.
Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah. I cheers on that too.
It's hard to find somebody, baby, in this world.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
So when you do actually find somebody, it's always that's always special and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is what it is. I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry if that wasn't the answer. Man, honest. You're being honest. You ain't gonna sit here and tell you out some lies and stuff like that.
Nobody studying me, man. Come on.
Oh, please. You can't see the chat.
I can't see the chat. No, I can't see.
we have a voicemail of someone that called while we had one of the other callers. Let's play the voicemail. This is area code 205.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I've got a question for Nathan Simmons. I wanted to know if, like, from an actor's point of view, is it difficult to do like horror, like kind of genres like the From series versus other like lighthearted, perhaps genres? Like, as an actor, is it difficult to step into the like a more serious, melancholy kind of approach versus like something that's maybe a little bit more closer to like everyday life type stuff? So that's my question. So yeah.
Area code 937. Please call right back. I just want to give Nathan an opportunity to answer this question.
Yeah. Please call back. For me, I gotta say, like, I'm working a sitcom and I've never really done a comedy before, so I find this is extremely hard. I feel like comedies, drama meets timing, and that's what gets hard because like in drama I can drag things out, but in comedy you can't. And with From compared to other horrors, I feel From is much more of a real and grounded, which is ironic, but it's much more real and grounded with just how the characters are reacting to certain things, whereas a lot of horror, and I know this because I had an audition. This is a note I got back from a horror I auditioned for a few months ago, a film, and they said that like I was kind of like too grounded, and they wanted me to be bigger. And I took that the wrong way. I'm like, but I'm being real. And my agent, Nick, he was like, no, Nathan, like that's different because like From, everything is super grounded, it's super real, and like they're looking for something much more animated. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but From in particular, compared to other horror, it's super grounded, super real to the point like the thing you see characters are actually, the emotions people are emoting is much more based in reality, and most of the time the actor actually cause themselves to go through these emotions, So, yeah, they're really feeling it. Yeah,
I guess they want you to act like, I would say, more stage acting, right? Like when you act, you got to be more animated when you're out there on stage and stuff. You
yeah.
Yourself.
Perform to the back of the room. You type shit.
So they probably want you to see a monster and be like, just be like, see, because I'm gonna be honest, this is me. I'm from Queens, New York. You know what I mean? If I seen what y'all seen up in there now, and I'm just saying, I'm capping, not capping, but I'm saying, if I was up in this piece, I couldn't be. These things is walking, right? Like.
Tony froze for a second. I don't know if he froze.
That is the difference to what we. No, we back. Y'all got me, but because I'm on this. I'll be like, listen, why don't we just take this bus and run one of these motherfuckers over?
That's what I'm saying.
like, we got a bus. They want to that cowboy. He be the one.
Yeah.
Like, want to grab his belt buckle and shit. Yeah, I got something here. I run him right over and trap him right underneath the wheel.
Yeah, and that's funny, man. This is what I love Will From too. Remember when I was watching it, like season 1 when it came out. The first thing I said is, man, these cops got guns. Why don't we just shoot one of them? And the first thing I think Ricky did, we took the gun and said, bow, bow, bow. And the thing just looked at it like, get this thing off me, like, it's that you can do. They're gonna keep walking.
Yeah, they're gonna keep walking. The bus, you ain't walking though. You get caught. It's a bus, bro.
Hey, bring it up with Randall. Randall, you got the keys, right? So,
he's ready to break something. Hey, I don't have to screen this call. We have the voice at 916. Welcome to the show.
Go.
Hey, 916. What's up?
Hello, Nathan. Thanks for coming to visit us again. So good to see you.
Good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
You broke everybody's heart, but I'm happy for you. And new love is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, love is it's a beautiful thing, man. Keeps you grounded, man. Yeah.
But what I wanted to ask you is, as Elgin, when Elgin was coming to town, was he on his way to his grandmother's funeral? Is that why he was on the bus?
No. He was on his way to see his grandmother, though. He was on his way. That's why he's dressed up looking, presentable. He looks pretty good. He got a dress shirt on. You know what I mean? But yeah, he was on his way to see to meet with his grandma. Yeah. Yeah, she's alive. She's alive.
What I'm hearing is pretty gurgly, so I really couldn't.
Oh, really?
No, that's my fault.
Or your
okay. Yeah.
But
yeah, no,
but
I say,
just one more thing I'll say, and then I'll hang up because it's difficult to understand. It seems to me that there was like a special, deep relationship you have with your grandmother, and I was just wondering. It made me kind of think of The Shining. You know how the elderly man and the boy had a special bond because they had that same sort of gift. Did the grandmother have a gift like that, or did she help Elgin understand what these kind of premonitions may be, or will we ever find out?
Oh, that's a really good question. I've actually haven't even really explored that. I just more so, explored how much the grandmother really meant to Elgin, but that could be a possibility, something could be like something was passed down. But yeah, right now I'm gonna say, but first, I don't know, but that's something I would like to think on, and hopefully, hopefully the writers explore, going forward.
Okay, if only if you can say though,
Yeah.
first experience in having premonitions.
Yes, it is Elgin's first. As soon as that first seizure he had, whatever, where the dreams and the visions came, that was his first experience. That's what kind of like really set him off. What's he seeing? Like what's going on? Because he's got hit in the face with a bunch of things that he's never experienced, or things he's not used to, and horrors he haven't seen before, right?
Okay.
Anything else, my lady?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah. Oh, hung up on me.
No, she bad. Listen. So that ends all y'all trying to shoot down my theory, saying Elgin had the dreams too, and I told you did. I told you this. Y'all didn't want to say anything else like that. My man, Real Enigma and Theories, get on the phone line, man. Get on the phone line. I'd love to hear from you. That phone line up, man. Now, people try to shoot down my theories, man, and everything else, and they were bringing you up, and I was like, nah, that ain't the case. But without even me saying it, you done set the record.
It's true.
Now, I don't say this real quick. I have told the voice of 916 that this is a voice that needs to be doing some type of radio, some type of voice acting, and she doesn't believe it. So you, as a professional, you heard her voice now a couple of times. Do you think that she has a voice that could be in these things?
The lady that was just speaking?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I heard podcast immediately. I was like, while she was talking, I had to like go back and think of what she said, because the whole time I was thinking, why hasn't she done an audiobook yet? You know what I mean? Like,
you see this? 916, you need to get this thing popping. Yeah, you need to get these things popping and everything. Speaking of books, people go out there and buy my new book that just came out on Amazon, Darkest Before the Dawn. Go out there and buy the book. I'm gonna send you a copy. I'm gonna send you a copy of my book.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna look that up on Amazon.
Yeah, Darkest Before the Dawn on Amazon. Tony, you know my name, Tony Bowers and stuff. You'll see it up there and everything else and all that. Let's show the. It's just for you, so you can see the cover real quick. If you can see it, there you go. That's the cover of the book, right?
Shadows of Deception.
Yes, that is what it is and stuff. So we put that out there and all that.
I want to see this.
Yeah, we trying here and everything. We trying. So make sure y'all call in. We got them for a little bit longer here. Make sure y'all call in and stuff and get your questions. And I don't want to just be the only one out here asking questions. To bring them on so that you guys can ask questions and everything else and all that. Tony has been trying to talk to you know what I mean. So yeah, let's get these questions. And Phil, next question for
so when you were filming the scene with this is just a dumb question of because I'm ignorant to it. Like the scene when you're waking up with the crow flying in, was there anything in that moment going through the room, or was that all like a computer after the fact? Like did they just tell you react to what's happening and throw something? Like what was going on for you in that moment actually, and like really shooting that scene?
I gotta say, Kate, one thing. I watched it. I was watching it just right now with my friend Alex, who's writing a sitcom I'm on right now, and she. So there's a scene where this guy reaches up and swats and hits the crow for a second. And I remember when I was sitting there watching it happen, I was like, "What is he doing?" Because he's just going like falling and doing this. Kid, he kept doing it. I'm like, "What's going on?" And I finally seen he's hitting the crow, but I was like, "This is so weird. Like, why is he swinging like at the air or something?" But most of it was done by like almost like puppetry, like with strings, right? Like when the light fell, it was like a string that was pulled. Anything else that was whacked was a string like that you can't see, which I thought was incredible.
That is.
Yeah.
That
There was
gave it
nothing.
more weight.
Yeah. What was that?
Oh, I said that gave it like more weight because you actually
Yeah.
feel it in the scene rather than it just being some computer nonsense.
Yeah, for real. And yeah. And I just had to imagine there was a bird that fell. That's what the only note was. But like it felt super real. Like everything was pulled and everything felt just natural, like if there's something hit it, which I thought was interesting. Yeah.
That's right. So did you singing? Your father's a pastor. Did you start singing in the church?
No. I taught myself how to sing a little bit with piano. I played bass in the church when I was growing up.
Sorry, no problem.
We've got area code 347. Welcome to the show. 347.
Yeah.
Hi, Tony, Phil, Nathan.
Hey.
Nathan, I was going to do the showrunners let you guys improvise or take your input into what the character would be doing in that particular scene. Like, are you allowed to say, "Oh, I don't think my character would say that," or give your input?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can, they're very accessible. Like, I think one of the first questions like I had I think the first day I went to Jack and I was like, "Hey Jack, so I think Jack and John," and I said, "No, I was John. I'm so sorry." I went to John right away, the writer, the showrunner, and I was like, "So like, am I playing more so like, is he in between reality right now? Does he like see? He doesn't know what the difference between reality and like the dream world or the vision world is?" And we had that conversation, and I said like, "I think he is because of this, that, the third." He said his piece and stuff, and then we made an agreement on what was the truth. But yeah, they're so open for like, because we're reading the scripts, right? And they're super open to like hearing what we think and to making words feel like they're more natural coming out of our mouths.
Gotcha. Thank you.
No problem.
The Casanova Pugilist says, if you could work with any actor, who would it be and what type of genre movie would it be? I'm an answer. I'm not an actor, but I could be on my off days. I would like to work with Eddie Murphy. That would be the dream. Like this, I would just like to meet Eddie Murphy because he means a lot to me. I would like to meet Eddie Murphy. I would just like, if there's any actor in the world I can meet, I would love to meet Eddie Murphy. What about you?
Me? Okay, one of my dream actors to work with, actually, going back to when I was, university, would be Chitwell Elijahford. That's, one of my dream actors to work with. Yeah. On stage or in the film. Yeah.
All right. That is what it is. Doc, I see your question. Thank you for the super chat. We can't really answer this right here. It's your theory. We're gonna say it though. Now, Elgin, don't react in any way. All right,
we'll turn your camera.
Poker face.
I'm trying to check it. I'm gonna smile like this so you don't know.
Put your book up again, Tony, so it blocks his face.
She says Donna is Eloise. Escaped and returned. Show cinematically episode 8 or 9 when revealing Victor had sister, and then the next scene opens with Donna. So he's saying that that's what it. Now, hearing theories like that, do you people out there in the show, do y'all make up theories and go to each other like, this is what you think is happening?
All the time, like every week, I'm like, here's what I think is going to happen. I think that Ellis is going to do this because of that, and then Ellis going to be like this because of this. Yeah, no, all the time. Yeah, we always make up our theories, and then we find out when the scripts come out if we're right or wrong. Yeah,
and that's really
it's part of the fun, though. Yeah,
it is. I mean, that's when you have a mystery box show like this. That the fun is just trying to figure out exactly what's going on and everything else in here, and just working through it and everything else, and seeing what it is and stuff and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So that is what's up, and everything else. Phil, you got something from a man?
I mean, I could keep asking you about this stuff. And we're talking more about like I keep wanting to know about how it feels to be on that set and be a part of the production. And see, it's hard because there's so many questions I want to ask you, but there's like, I know there's certain ones you just can't answer, about like things that are to come. You talk about, you guys throw about theories and stuff like that, do the writers kind of watch you guys in the background and go, ha ha ha, yeah, you guys are all wrong? Do you feel like anyone on your set actually knows what's going on? Does Harold know what's going on, you think? Like, does he know the end point of this series?
I think only people who know is Jeff, Jack, and John, the 3 J's. And I think they like holding that over to all of us. I think it's just like weird, macabre game they play, just like making the actors like rack their brains and stress out about things. Yeah.
Yeah, they just enjoy watching you guys like.
I'll discuss all that later, Doc. No problem. Luna, thank you for the super chat. She wants to know, Nathan, what do you like most about acting? Which genre do you prefer? Love your performance, she says.
Oh, thank you so much. I think I love, honestly, I love breaking my heart. Like, that's my favorite thing to do. Like that, the catharsis of like always going through like an emotional trauma, but for fun. You know, it sounds really twisted, but I love doing that. I love doing it with a friend and making them, you know, break their heart, you know, and get to feel those emotions. And my favorite type of genre would probably be, I like dramas. I like pieces where characters have to work through situations that are like emotionally heavy for them, or work through situations that they're not comfortable with, and just like explore certain themes and certain issues that characters have problems opening up to. Oh my gosh, that's hard. Yeah, that's what
And that energy.
Go ahead, Phil.
I was just gonna say that energy must be so much. You were talking about live in front of an audience and doing that stuff in theater. Like, that's why, you know, doing Greek tragedy or Shakespeare type stuff, like really in the heart of it, of that human interaction in that moment of, yes, it's great making an audience laugh and that feels great in a room, but when you make a whole audience feel that emotional drop as a performer, that reflection must be something that's just
but I was just talking to AJ about this in when we went to LA for the screening. It's like, film was great, you know, like it's so great. You do it and then you watch how it grows and expands months later. But with theater, the addicting part is like the power you feel when you suck the air out of the room, you know, when you do an action or you say a line that sucks the air out of the room and you just hear silence. Like, it's so addicting.
I mean, all three of us are musicians and we played in live settings. It's like you get that same feeling when you're performing in front of a live audience as a musician too, that feeling of being that real time, real moment. I mean, all three of us kind of know that energy, and it's like, there's nothing like it. And the same kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's nothing like the live performance. You hear like people who are, I don't know if you watch wrestling, probably do, but you hear like,
I do, right?
You're right, like The Rock.
Yeah, I swear, when I try,
who left professional wrestling and became famous actors. They always come back because they always will say, "There's nothing like that live crowd."
Nothing like
right there, and you feel that energy of that live crowd. No matter what they've done in movies and all that, it's just not the same energy when you have a live crowd that just. When they hear you come down, you walk that aisle and you do it. And that's what draws them back to it. And I think it'd be the same thing when you're doing plays and stuff. That's what it is. That live energy just can't be fabricated, right? It's 100% real.
And the only time it gets close is when it's a screening, you know, and people clap at the end of your screening. That's that gets close to it. But yeah, there's something special about doing a play and just living in that environment and going on the journey with the audience. There's something about that that's unique. Yeah.
If you were a professional wrestler, what would your ring name be?
Oh God, no! I can't bring this up. I had it all. Let me bring up SmackDown versus Raw. Shoot! Oh my God, it was Nate Dogg. Yeah, it was Nate Dogg. Yeah, that was it. DAWG. Yeah, it was Nate Dogg. Yeah.
mine was Treacherous Tony when I was little.
Treacherous Tony.
Yes, that was Treacherous Tony.
Treacherous. Listen, I love wrestling. Oh my God, both of them. WWE, SmackDown, Raw, Rampage, Collision, Dynamite. I'm all about it.
And people say, "What's your favorite song right now?"
Oh, right now? Oh, my favorite song.
Yep.
Oh God, my favorite song right now. That's a hard question. You know what? It's still gonna be this. Sure Thing by Miguel. That rerouted for me recently.
Okay.
Sure Thing by Miguel. Yeah. That's yeah.
We got Stephanie from area code 501. Welcome, Stephanie.
Hi, this is Stephanie from Arkansas.
Hey.
And I just wanted to say that I'm such a huge fan of your character. I feel like Elgin is such a pure, good soul. And I have a feeling that when Fatima's baby is born, that baby is going to be so special and can go either way, good or bad, but that Elgin is maybe going to be a guardian or a protector because he is such a pure soul for that baby. And my question for you is, what is it like working with the actress who plays Fatima? Because I feel like the two of you have such great chemistry when you're in scenes together.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, that's
501.
Hey, Pega is that's the homie. Pega is the homie right now. Yeah. Pega, I can call her and I can't. I'm on my phone. Never mind, I can't call. She's sleeping anyway. That's my we're really close. Ironically enough, we're all close together too, but a lot of time after we finish shooting, me, Hannah, and Pega, we have a little trio. We like to hang a lot. We watch movies together and play board games and karaoke. Yeah. We're really close. That chemistry. I think I'm happy you can see it because I think it reflects well of our relationship. Yeah.
This is just something I like overall, and this isn't something that you guys didn't have in season 1 and season 2, but I feel like season 3, you can feel the chemistry of the whole cast even more. Like you can feel that energy of you guys more as a complete like theater troupe kind of, or just to keep on that tonight, but like you feel that over this season of just all of you guys connecting. At least it comes through in these first 3 episodes, at least to me.
Yeah, and I'm happy because I feel like that's how we're trying to reflect it. You know, like the whole cast, like we all like doing stuff together. You know, like Friday night, most of us all go dancing at a specific club. You know, it's called the Pacifica. We all go together. Like we have family dinners and things. Like it's
Listen, I'm coming to Canada, man. We're getting on that dance. We're gonna see what it is.
Hey,
you feel good come out there, man. We coming out. We coming out.
Hey, you might as well. Listen the game.
I did a show in Saint Hubert back in the day, rap show when I was rapping back.
Oh shoot, okay.
Saint Hubert. I tore it down, bro. I ripped it down.
For real?
Oh yeah.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
You got to get out here from Magnetic North or something. That's a new festival in Nova Scotia. You got to come out for it.
I'm gonna come out there. I'm playing them games, man. But I did a show out there back in the day. I remember it's one of my great memories of my life that I ripped that down so bad and everything else. And that was like one of my first times out there because drinking the Molson Triple X and everything else, and and I was sipping on that.
Oh, the Molson.
Yeah, Molson Triple X.
I drink that shit too, man.
That'll get you. That'll get you.
Quick.
Jeez, that's one of my experiences out there in Canada and all that good stuff. I had a great time out there. I never had a bad time out there.
Hey, we're lovely people, man. Honestly, we're lovely people. Yeah. If you haven't experienced Canada yet, you should. Like, it's from East Coast to West Coast. Every single province is uniquely different than the other, except for the prairies. They're all the same. They're all the same. The prairies are the same, but most of the province, every province is different, and people move differently too. Yeah.
That's what it is. All right, you're from Canada. Let's get into it real quick. I know. Are you rolling with your countryman Drake?
Okay.
Or are you on the other side?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, another call? Okay, bring the call. Another call.
I mute you guys. I mute you guys. And I interrupt. I mute you guys when I check the call. So I'm sorry if I interrupted a couple of times. Did I interrupt something good?
Perfect timing, Phil. Perfect timing.
Bring the call there. Bring the call.
we got our friend Julie B calling from 401. Welcome, Julie.
Hi, how's it going? Hi, Phil. Hi, Tony. Hi, Nathan.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing all right. I hope you're doing well. So
hey, yeah.
I just wanted to call in. And say this. So you've had some of the most memorable scenes for me from season 2 and season 3 so far. I mean, from the moment Elgin got there on the bus and freaked out, panicking, like he recognized this place, which I personally think was because his dream was a premonition and he saw something horrifying in that dream. And I still hope he'll remember the rest of that dream, because for me, there had to be something more to it than the boy in white singing him a nursery rhyme. A little boy in white. There had to be something way more terrifying. So I hope he'll remember that. And then this season, with the kimono lady coming up in your face, like another mystery. She is such a huge mystery still. So I'm wondering, how hard is it to act terrified and full of dread when you're not even sure what you're even supposed to be terrified of? Because I know you're you're in the dark too.
Yeah, that's the challenge every single year for me, is how to make it real, and that's something that I try to always do, is try to make it as real and present as possible. It's hard, man. I guess it's hard, especially when I guess the ideas that I'm coming up with aren't strong enough to carry through an entire day. It gets hard, and the minute I start faking it, Jack sees it, and then it's like, do it again. No, do it again, right? And so it is hard. I feel the way out of that for me is you just gotta make a journey more so. Like I have to start to trace a journey and things that make me get from one step to the other, and just block it that way. Because thinking about what I'm terrified of doesn't, it works for like the first take, but eventually that image begins to be too relative, I guess, and you get used to it.
Well, you do an amazing job. You really sell it. The terror and the dread. I mean, the initial terror when you got there, that was so memorable. And then after the seizure that Elgin had, it was just this sense of dread hanging over you all season and even now. So hats off to you. You do a fantastic job, even though you're in the dark too. It's very believable.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. For real. Trust me. I appreciate that.
Well, awesome to talk to you. Thanks for taking my call, guys. And I hope you get some more awesome scenes this season, Nathan.
I do too.
Every time.
Oh, thank you so much. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I hope I get some good stuff shown too. So
thank you for the call, Joe. We got Kez 3. Thank you for super chat. Says Nathan, amazing job as Elgin. The gentleness, but also the quiet intensity of a character really came across. Also, nice to see you awake, always fast asleep in the show.
Good. It's good.
Oh.
That's funny.
This dude, I was up by a landslide. This dude didn't even start his quarterback in fantasy. Had Jamar Chase's beating me by 10.
Oh my! Don't talk to me about that, please. Don't talk to me about that, please. I'm pissed off. Jamar Chase and Mike Evans just had like wondrous, like.
I don't know. This guy does nothing on here.
Jamar Chase is what? 50 points. Come on, man. 50 points. Oh my God.
It makes I can't take it, man. I don't even know why I play this game to give you a heart attack, bro.
It does. And I'm watching like I see some notifications keep popping up on my phone about the game going on right now. Steelers and Cowboys, and ain't nobody doing nothing.
Yeah, nothing. No one's doing nothing there. I don't care, Willie Waddy. I won both your fantasy football games.
Yeah, good for you, Willie.
Willie, you know what I said, Willie.
Good for you, Willie. 2 points for Willie.
I won both my games. Who asked you, Willie?
We love you, Willie. Subscribe and stuff, but who cares? Come on, Willie.
Man. And I passed up on him. I passed up on Jamar Chase too this year. Oh my God. And Mike Evans. Jeez.
50 burger, bro. 50 burger.
Terrible.
All right, if someone wants to call in, we'll take one more call. I know he's got to go. We've had him here for an hour.
Oh, for real? It's chill, man. I've been vibing this whole time. I ain't even noticed.
That's what it is. Someone wants to call him up. say what's up. Give him some props. Let him know everything else. How you feel about the character and everything else. No craziness. You know he can't answer no craziness. So ask him something that he could actually answer. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get this guy fired from the job or something. You know how these Marvel execs, that they got darts, they shoot you in the neck before you say anything, knock you out and everything.
We'll see him we'll see a ninja pop up and like
see a shadow come around. It's on the background.
It's just roll up. Just roll up on you and everything else. You talked a little bit about Pega. Someone wanted to know if the actor who plays Jade, now I can't think of his name. I don't know why I can't think of his name.
Dave. Yeah.
Is he actually like the character Jade in real life?
Yeah, is he anything? The question was, is he anything like Jade in real life?
I don't, Dave. Oh man, Dave. Oh my gosh. Okay. I can't be disrespected at all. Okay, he kind of is like Jade, just like the. Oh my god. Okay, and a little bit. I'll say a little bit. He's he's comical. He's super funny. And he comes up with these crazy he's very spontaneous. And like when I went to LA, for example, we were just chilling, and then randomly we were walking on the beach and stuff like that. And then he turns to me and goes, "Hey, you should come back here tomorrow at 6 a.m. We'll have coffee." Like that type of energy, he's super spontaneous like that. Yeah. But yeah, he's also, that's another one. He's also like a classically trained freaking violinist, extremely talented and extremely funny. He should be a comedian. Yeah. He should be a comedian. Absolutely.
Yeah, his timing is good. He has really good timing.
Yeah.
Really good comedic timing.
Should be a comedian. Oh my God. I miss him so much. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great timing, and you can see it, and it's a dry pan humor that he puts out there that makes it which makes me laugh the most.
Plus, an underrated comic skill is he swears really good. Like when he says like motherfucker, like he can just it's hard, it hits like really funny.
And you feel it too.
You feel it. Some people say it and it's just whatever. He says it.
So true.
100%. Any other calls we got coming through?
No. I think the calls are through.
All right, we gave everybody a chance.
No one wants to talk to Nathan. Everyone's like,
everybody said you had an hour to talk to him. We gave it to him. We're gonna let this brother go and watch the rest of that game and everything.
Not going on 6-3.
Huh?
It's 6-3. He's not going on.
The game is terrible. How is 6-3 the Cowboys? That defense, that Pittsburgh defense is not that good, bro. I think the Cowboys are really that bad, and that's the way I see it. When they have no second wide receiver, and that team, they have no running game on that team. No one. You got old Ezekiel Elliott in there.
Yeah.
And you rely on Dak Prescott to do everything. You just don't have it. You know what I mean? And that's what I see with him and everything else. So I just don't see it.
Cowboys are going to. I feel like they play up to the competition, but just under, and they play down to the competition, but just under. So yeah.
What about boxing? You watch boxing?
I do watch boxing. I do.
That's what it is. We got a fight in the light heavyweight division that's coming up. Big fight in the light heavyweight. You have any predictions on Benavidez versus Bivol?
Holy crap!
Fight about that.
Oh my gosh! I'm going to rock. I think I have Benavidez, but I don't know. Bivol is yes. Dang. I'm gonna still go with Benavidez. I like him. That's my top right now. You gotta give him his round, but I think Benavidez is.
I usually take the more skilled boxer over the power puncher, but I do think Benavidez. Listen, the guy, this dude has beat Usyk twice in the amateurs.
That's true.
What I mean? He hits too hard. I think he's undefeated, and he's got, he's knocked out everyone he's been there. I think eventually he catches up with him. He knocks it out. All right. What about the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight after that?
Well, I don't know. Mike Tyson. I hope he gets sick again. I don't want to see him fight.
Hope it just never happen. Yeah, it just keeps.
I just hope it doesn't happen. Listen, my thing is the whole thing. Jake Paul wants to be a boxer. Fight actually go and box. Like this whole thing, like go and box. I feel you got to follow him for. He has the mouth. Like, go box.
Didn't he try that once and lose? Like, didn't he try to fight?
Yeah, he fought Tommy Fury. He fought Tommy Fury and lost. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah, Tommy
Wow.
Fury is too. I think Tyson knocks him out within 2 rounds. I don't think it's going to be a fight. I think as soon as Tyson hits him, it's the fight. So I think he's cashing out. I think he knows that, and he's going to cash out on that. What would be your thoughts if Terence Crawford was able to fight Canelo Alvarez? What would be your thoughts?
How did I know you were going to say that, man? Oh, shit. How did I know you were going to say that? I got Terence. I do. Why? Because I think so. You know, that's because I think so. I just watched Canelo's last fight with what's his face, and he's bad, man. He's too good right now. He's got to be on drugs or something because he's, But I think Terence Crawford got him. I feel Terence. He can switch any stance. I think he's fast enough to to slip any counters. Canelo's trying to draw up. You know what I mean? I feel like Terence got him. That's my thing. I think he's the best right now.
Yeah, I think the only reason why it's a debatable is the weight difference, right, and everything else. But I think if they were the same way, I think Crawford goes right through him and knocks him out. But I think Bud, even with the weight, I think the guy that Bud Miramif that he just fought is better than anyone Canelo fought. I think
that's true.
I think he's better than anyone Canelo fought. That guy, he's very awkward, bobbing up and down everything and all that. And Bud still handled him when his first fight in that division. I think Bud goes. Yeah. I think Bud would beat him too. I think that's why I want to take the fight because I think too. But Bud, if we're going up in that division and fighting that way, and handling that way, like he wasn't able to like bully him with his punch or anything like that. Like actually, like I thought, class him. I feel like that shows you that he can handle Canelo. Because Canelo's in, he's still like, I don't think he's doing what he was doing like the weight class below, especially in welterweight. I think they're more even than people think, with weight and stuff like that. Yeah, the height. I think Crawford's got an inch on him in height. Yeah, and I think what happens when you look at people like Charlo who went in there and fought, like these people go there to survive. Like they go there.
No. Right. Hold on. Charlo, I think Charlo's needed a better camp. Okay, he needed a better camp. I have no idea what happened to him. It was not the same Charlo that I used to watch. I was pissed. He should have. I think Charlo could have and should have. If they rematch, I think he got him. That's what I'm saying.
All right. I have no idea. I feel you, but he didn't. People go in there so afraid of this dude, and I say it all the time. When are you not going to be afraid of him? You can't be going there and backing up and throwing a jab at this dude. You have to go in there and actually hurt this. Put some respect on him so he doesn't come at you like this. You got to really just really start hitting this dude. And I think that Charlo, for whatever reason, just didn't perform. He just didn't do the job. He just went to survive. Like, I don't want to get knocked out. I just want to go to hole 12 and take my money and go home. And you can't go. Listen, I think Tim Tszyu could give Canelo a good fight.
Yeah.
I think Tim Tszyu can move up one weight class and get. I know Tim Tszyu personally, so I know. I know when he was a little kid and stuff. I met him back in the Boxing Hall of Fame and all that. I believe in Tim Tszyu. I'm telling you, Tim Tszyu can go in there. Tim Tszyu is going to fight you. It's like you seen the last fight with the bloodbath he had. He going to fight you. You ain't just to roll over this dude or anything like that,
I think with Canelo, I think the thing that separates him with a lot of people is I feel Canelo got a fast jab, but he throws it like he has a power jab, but he throws it like it's a quick jab, right? And I think that's what scares a lot of people because I think they're getting hit and they're like it's hurting, but they think it might be a straight, but it's a jab, and I think that's scaring them because if the jab is hurting you that bad, then you're already out of the fight. If you can't get past it, you can't walk through a jab, you can't win the fight. Right.
It's the same way Bill beat him. When you have a reach advantage over this guy and everything else, you need to fight like a big man, right?
Yeah.
And dudes, they let him get too close to him. Like there's no need to do that. Lennox Lewis was probably one of the greatest people to fight like a big man.
The jab.
You can't get close to Lennox. Like if you come in, you're gonna get hit with this, and you ain't gonna want to come in again.
That was big George's old George Foreman's best aspect too. He just kept people at that jab.
George Foreman just.
And fight's over. George Foreman just douche.
Bye, Michael Moore. Bye.
Seriously. Just drop. Yeah.
Yeah, way it is. All right, we talked boxing, we talked that and everything. Let me let this man go so we get up out here. Listen, brother, you know how I feel about you. You know you're my man, 50 grand. I'm gonna send you that. Just hit me on the Instagram with your address, and I'm gonna send you those things. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, for sure. Hey, and everybody watching, we gotta get what's it called? Darkness before the darkness, right?
Yeah, darkness before the dawn. We throw it up one more.
We gotta get Darkness Before the Dawn to #1. You know, #1 best. It's on Amazon. Darkness Before the Dawn. Get that joint up to #1. You know, let's do it for real. Tony Bout, the Dawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it, man. You represent the book and everything else. Represent everybody else. Thank you. Let me thank everybody in the chat for rocking with us and everything else and all that. And let me thank everybody and Phil the Issues guy again for rocking with us and everything else like that. People say just bought the book. I'll be back Wednesday. We'll give away 2 books on Wednesday. Go ahead.
Hey, let me say one thing before the show I'm working on right now. Sitcom. It's comical. It's my home community back in Preston, Nova Scotia. It's the first like black sitcom. It's a historic black community, been there since the 1700s. The first black sitcom finally getting off the ground. Took years to get running. It's called 0 to 60. It's coming out probably sometime next year. You know, support that too. It's comical.
100%. If you can send me the link or anything about the information to the show that you want, and I'll post it up here, and I'll definitely do my next live stream. Let everybody know about it and all that good stuff. And who's the guy creating? Your boy's creating it. In fact, if we could have him on, we'll bring him on. We could just talk about that show straight up and just do a whole live stream on the show.
Yeah, when it's out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'd be tight.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's gonna be good to see you actually be funny and like do some comedy.
Yeah, whole different light.
Nah,
Yeah.
We'll get all
Partially did it for myself and my girlfriend also. She was like, "Can you do something that's not too depressing? Like, since you don't come home always sad all the time." Like yeah, okay, yeah.
Comedy, Nathan.
literally, yeah.
We'll get that done. All right, if you like the way we do this, please thumbs up the spread this across the realm and of course subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is.